How's it going, everybody? Okay, Derry, that's how we're going to start the show.
The camera, dude, I just moved my computer a tad and it just, sorry.
I like how we start the show. Hello, damn it.
False start, 5-yard penalty,
False
replay,
start, first
podcast.
All right, but hello, everybody.
Welcome.
This is why you turn into NWP every week. We are the most professional, unprofessional sports commentators on YouTube, and we're here to talk about NASCAR. And item number one is appropriate because we're talking about who will be driving car number one next year. Ross Chastain, 2-1, confirmed.
That's perfect. It's a perfect situation for him. And obviously, I think we can pretty much guess where Kurt Busch is going to at this point. Good for Chastain.
I think it's going to be 32 or 45.
I would prefer the 32. But
I'll be real. I just want it to be 32 simply for the fact that it won't make my thumbnail I made about him going to 2311 outdated. Because I thought that looked really good, and I really don't want it to be outdated. I'll be real.
I worked hard on that photo.
Hey, NASCAR!
I worked for 30 minutes on it, damn it. Probably not even that, but 45 would be cool. As a Bulls fan or former Bulls fan, I don't know what to label myself.
Hey, bro, hey, speaking of the Bulls, they're making some moves, by the way. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. They're making some free agency moves, man.
I'll pay attention if they can, maybe be within 10 games under 500.
We'll see. I'm
not a big Bulls fan, but this isn't a Bulls podcast.
Yeah.
This is
a NASCAR Weekly Podcast.
It might as well be a basketball because we ain't had a race to talk about in a little bit.
Well, listen, I like that they're keeping the number one for Chastain, just because it's always a good day when Teresa Earnhardt ends up losing. And the one team, this is the same, think about it, this is the same one team that was with DEI, then moved to Earnhardt Ganassi, then to Ganassi, now is getting moved over to Trackhouse, where Ty Norris is part owner, or is he I don't know.
He's the competition director.
He's the president.
President.
I don't know.
And I guarantee they have ointment, so there's no itchy arms. But I just think that it's so cool to see Teresa Earnhardt lose again 20 years after whatever it is after their big spat. It's a good day.
It's great. It's officially come full circle for not only him but also Chastain. Chastain, the amount of teams he has driven for over the years, and now he finally has, in my opinion, possibly this is his best opportunity he's ever had. Obviously Chip Ganassi, made it up for the whole DC Solar fiasco, and he has done okay, but just thinking about the pure potential of Trackhouse Racing alone, it's really good. A solid lineup, a solid team in general. The future's bright for Suarez and Chastain as a whole.
That's the thing. You look at that team, I call them the most interesting team in NASCAR, and a lot of that is because of the now two drivers they're going to have driving for them. I think we can say safely at this point that both Chastain and Suarez have been journeyman drivers most of their career. And this year it feels like Suarez really hit on something. I know they've had technical issues, they've had some bad races, but when things have clicked for them, they've shown borderline playoff speed. And I think Ross Chastain next year is going to bring maybe a more refined aggression. He's made some aggressive mistakes this year, but he does seem to have matured. He seems to have improved. And I mentioned this in my video this week, but since Circuit of the Americas, where he finished 4th, I believe, he's had a couple top 5s, 4 or 5 top 10s, and that's just in the last 2 months. So he's got off to a slow start this year, but over the summer he has been very, very solid in the 42. And I think these two Trackhouse cars next year, it's the next gen. It's really hard to predict, but I can't imagine those cars are going to be worse than the 42 car is this year, or at least not much worse. I think they'll be very comparable. So, Chastain and Suarez, I think, will be dark horse playoff contenders, kind of the same way this year Reddick and Austin Dillon and Chris Buescher have been. I think they'll be in the conversation next year. And it's a new team. It's an exciting team. They've got a lot of big ideas, a lot of really smart and influential people working over there behind the scenes that, sky's the limit. I'd love to see these two, the 1 and the 99, both with that little slap.
The highest and the lowest numbers.
I'd love to see these two for the next 10 years. I think that'd be awesome.
People are pointing out 1 + 99 = 100. So
exactly.
And I think what's impressive about Chastain so far is that, we didn't know about this until, only basically a month, maybe a month and a half ago. I don't remember the exact date, but what's really impressive is that this has basically been a lame duck team since he started that big streak. And I'm not saying that maybe that's like holding it down or anything, but I think that, when you have a team owner who knows he's not going to be there next year, when you have people in the organization who might be moved around or focusing already on 2022, I think it's impressive to see what he's done, especially when you look at the run that he had at Nashville, basically being the best car aside from Larson. Probably if they had a restart, probably the only car that could actually challenge Larson. And that's when Hendrick was amped up. I won't say cheated up, but amped up.
I like that.
Up a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is really impressive, especially after the slow start. If he doesn't make the playoffs this year, fine. But I think next year, like you're saying, borderline playoff contender. I think that playoffs should be part of the expectation as the next step.
And also another Trackhouse car to showcase their amazing paint schemes again. So it won't just be the 99, the 1. Like, oh my goodness, the combinations we'll see.
Okay, but I want to see what Kyle Sykes can do to the McDonald's brand if they stay with him. Which I think people have said that McDonald's is staying with him.
They should stay with Chastain. There's a good little angle there, Like I think
they fit in. I feel like, has Pitbull had a McDonald's meal yet? The same way like Travis Scott has and whoever else.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I'm saying he's next. This is a perfect.
Hey, think about this right here. Pitbull, Hispanic man turned Florida man, hires Hispanic man and Florida man.
I think he's Puerto Rican. Isn't he Puerto Rican?
He's Cuban originally.
Cuban. Cuban.
That's
Eric Almirola is next.
That's still, it's all under Hispanic though.
Right.
Could you imagine the marketing though with like a worldwide meal? Like have the worldwide meal at McDonald's, and then they could use NASCAR as a selling point with it.
Why not?
Awesome.
It doesn't get any more worldwide than McDonald's when it comes to a brand. I hope they stick with them, but that's worth noting for those watching. They didn't talk about a crew chief or sponsors for Trackhouse next year.
Just gonna rebrand the Big Mac to the worldwide meal.
Although seeing how good of secrets they keep with it, Chastain probably didn't know till like the night before that it was announced. I salute him. That was a great job in keeping that secret. But no, I'm really excited. I think that the future Trackhouse is looking really good. If you look at the way that they built up DEI when it started with Ty Norris, and when you look up, and you see how he learned from Earnhardt how to get talent, who to look out for, stuff like that. Then you look at what they did at MWR before Spingate. I mean, this time you don't have an overly aggressive team owner who's going to come in and basically say, no, we need to cheap out so that, I can basically get back at my stepson. And you don't have, and hopefully they have learned from the past not to make stupid, spin gates. I think it's really a bright future for him, and especially when you have Justin Marks involved and how ambitious he is.
I think that they have the right combination of leadership. You got Ty Norris, he's the true, he knows the sport, but then you got Pitbull, who's like, I'm full of energy, I'm full of money, let's go win. And then you got Justin Marks, he's been there, he's done it all, and he knows what it takes. Like, it's just the right trio of leadership right there.
Yeah, and I really think like Justin Marks being the head guy really it really sells this whole team as a whole, man. Like,
I'd be curious to see 20 years down the line what does Trackhouse become, because ultimately, like, Justin Marks could get himself into the NASCAR Hall of Fame one day as an owner, not as a driver.
Like, I remember the days when Justin Marks was just like another underfunded guy. He got, his one career Xfinity win at Mid-Ohio, I think it was. It was like raining the whole time in 2016. Like, yeah, and now all of a sudden, like, he's like possibly going to be, one of the best owners in NASCAR, perhaps in like the next 10 years, perhaps, maybe. We'll see.
We'll hope so. Yeah. They got big ideas. That they are the most interesting team, not because they're going to win a championship anytime soon, but boy, they're fun to watch, and they're easy to people
involved.
Exactly. They're
definitely
easy to root for, I think, and it's fun that they brought in some new sponsors and obviously new faces like Pitbull into NASCAR. And I love that Pitbull's been, has been so forward facing. He's been at several racetracks. I like that as well. They've just been really fun to watch. So I'm happy for Ross Chastain. We can talk about it a little bit, but we'll wait until it gets announced. But I think, I don't remember which one of y'all said it. It probably does confirm though that Kurt Busch will end up at 2311, because you got to believe, no disrespect to Chastain, you got to believe 2311 asked him first. He's the he's a champion. Sure, he's older, but he's a better driver right now than Chastain. He's probably got some Monster Energy money. You got to believe they asked him first. He probably said no because the 2311 deal is being worked on. But, I'm just curious to see if they get a charter and where they get a charter from. I'm talking about 2311 because, that would be an unfortunate curveball if all of a sudden there's no charter and Kurt Busch is like, well, shoot.
No, 2311.
Champions provisional, baby.
2311 is going to buy up Joe Gibbs Racing pretty soon. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, though, we'll see where they get the charter from. And, Kurt Busch to 2311 looks like a done deal probably at this point. I'd be really surprised to see anybody else get the second rad.
Well, like Isaac said in the chat, most likely Rick Ware Racing. I think most likely.
And he's sitting there. He's making bank too. The Wares are all the starters.
Watch the curveball come out, and Brad Keselowski's like, "Yeah, so Chris Buescher's gone. Kurt Busch is in. We got the 97 back."
Oh man, now that would be a curveball. That would be a slurve right there, or a knuckle curve.
A knuckle curve, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it.
Also, it'd be random to see those two teammates again.
Yeah,
that really would.
Keselowski and Kurt Busch. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be weird. Now I want to see it.
I forgot that was even ever a thing.
Yeah, that brief 2010 and 2011.
2011, yeah, it's like Keselowski basically came out of nowhere in the summer and hasn't looked back since. And then Kurt Busch, the whole year is just one big roller coaster ride, man. I remember it vividly, just everything, dude. Like that, he was on one there.
Oh, that was a lot of fun, man. But I don't know if we want to go to the next one though, because I want to say it's fun, but it was definitely memorable, like Kurt Busch's 2011 season.
Yeah. So, there was some racing this weekend, I guess. Not NASCAR racing, but a NASCAR-owned series. Did anyone here watch the ARCA race?
I did not watch the ARCA race.
Clips that came out afterwards.
I watched the clips at Mount Olympus.
Yeah, I just saw the clips, man. I did not watch the ARCA race, but I saw the clips. And
I watched the clips at Mount Olympus, and I'll just say that wasn't impressed. Yeah. Yeah,
well, I watched. So I tuned in. I saw a super chat from someone called Eric's Soul. That's a really depressing face. All right, we'll get to the super chats.
We'll get to it a little bit.
I think we're gonna have some fun when we get there, and we will get to those later in the show. We'll have at least a whole 5-minute segment for that. But right now, let's get back on subject. Y'all
are a distraction in the chat, but no, I saw the clip. I didn't even realize there was a race going on, or I had some stuff going on. I saw the clip of Taylor Gray intentionally wrecking Daniel Dye. Now I don't know if y'all saw later in the week. When I say intentionally wreck, for those who haven't seen the clip, down the straightaway he just hooked.
If you get hooked in the middle of the freaking straightaway, then it's basically you're intentional.
Right reared.
Yeah.
Did y'all see though early in the week? Then Daniel Dye tweeted and then deleted that concussion in the accident, and then I think this was before that tweet, but also Taylor Gray tweeted that it was not on purpose, that it was just an accident. So I call BS on that one.
I don't know. I mean, dude,
accidentally turned too hard left, guys. I'm sorry.
In his defense, I mean, Kyle Busch did something similar to Chase Elliott at Darlington. So to his defense,
I think that was different.
But oh, good.
I don't know. I was still going to talk about. I was comparing the Kyle Busch incident. So what do you make of Taylor Gray?
It's just another case, just ARCA being, this is just typical ARCA stuff nowadays. You got these kids who just basically just ram into each other and stuff, and basically will have no sort of repercussions whatsoever because, their parents will just be able to pay for it. I don't have a problem with, people with money coming into racing. Like, obviously that's how, racing becomes a thing. You need money to fund these teams and stuff and all that. And obviously I'm all for that. But at the same time, there needs to be a type of driver etiquette that's taught that basically teaches these younger kids coming up, hey, look, you can't smash, you can't tear up your equipment for the sake of tearing it up. Hey, I know you want that second place spot or want to win in the final laps and stuff, but some of the other guys in the field might not have, the same funding as you. And it's if they have to repair their car, I mean, that's maybe more out of their pocket and stuff, and they might not be able to make the next race and all that stuff. I mean, this is the type of stuff you see on like the late model scenes and stuff.
That's what leads to people coming after you and your whole crew after a race.
Basically, yeah. And dude, I've seen it at the bull ring all the time, dude. Like, I mean, you just don't like, I mean, obviously it's racing, wrecks are going to happen, but in the ARCA series, and to some extent in the truck series as well, you've seen these younger kids getting in here and they just start wrecking the field, man. They just start, racing like it's Wreck-It Ralph. You know what I mean? Like it's freaking NASCAR Thunder 2004, man. I mean, like, honestly, like, when I saw that clip of him hooking him on the straightaway, I had immediate flashbacks to me playing NASCAR Thunder as a kid. That's the type of stuff I would do as a kid in the video games all the time, for fun. Come on.
It makes you wonder, like, what's going to happen this weekend at Watkins Glen. A lot of these guys in ARCA might not have much road course experience. And
the truck series, too. That's going to be fun.
And the thing about ARCA this weekend at the Glen is that there is a really large field count. I think it's 30 cars are showing up.
At least there's a lot of people making their ARCA debut, including that Brad Perez guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the big deal with ARCA right now is, Eric, I saw you bring up part of it with your video, is that it's not serving the purpose that NASCAR is intending with it. Like it or not, NASCAR bought it. ARCA is not going to be the same thing it was 5 years ago. It's just getting to the point now, though, where there needs to be something changed to make ARCA, to breathe new life into ARCA, to make it, make ARCA great again. Oh my God, I just thought about something that actually has the same acronym. Anyway,
be careful.
I'm MEGA, make ARCA great again. I might get a hat that says that.
Yeah, but bring back the ARCA we had when we was kids. Remember,
I have an idea. I have an idea because we don't have many good cars in ARCA anymore. So these people have to be as desperate as possible and make, in this instance, some really stupid moves. There's the same thing at Daytona with some of the crashes there. So I have a proposition about ARCA, and I want to see what you guys think on it. Take the SRX route, have it built all in one place, and then the teams can work on the cars to the driver's specifications, in the sense that they're all the same cars. You have basically a bunch of competitive cars again. You can see much better who is more talented, what teams are excelling where, and it makes the show overall better. Because I'll be real, I went back and used some ARCA clips a little bit ago, and I think it was Gateway. There was 13 or 14 cars, and it was just so spread out. It looked like a heat lobby. It really did. And so that's my proposition there. I want to hear what you guys think about that, because I think ARCA has its place, but right now it is not serving its purpose that it should be.
Well, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. What is the purpose of ARCA? In my opinion, it's a series that's used as it's supposed to be used as sort of a breeding ground for the younger talent to demonstrate their talents.
That's what it should be, but in my opinion, younger drivers get tested a lot better in super light models now at this point.
Yeah,
that's the thing. If you can get more competitive cars, because that's the problem, is you'll have 20 cars in the field, but only 6 that actually have the speed to win or to run up in the pack. And so I just feel like these young drivers are not getting the same learning experience that they were in ARCA, even just 6 or 7 years ago. That's kind of the key problem. To your point, Jarrett, I think that's possible, but I also think there's a lot of ARCA teams out there that are fielding cars on shoestring budgets that I don't know could afford the spec cars. I don't know, how would the costs be regulated by NASCAR? How does it just become a 10 or 12 car series, but all 10 or 12 cars can win? Is it like the SRX? I just don't know. Joe Gibbs Racing can afford it. Venturini probably can. GMS, whoever those teams can. But I'm just talking about Wayne
Peterson Racing. I don't know.
I don't know if Greg Van Alt's going to be able to get in one of these cars. I do worry that could be an issue for ARCA. But I think that's not a bad idea, because at the end of the day, something needs to be done. In my video this week, I didn't notice it until this afternoon, but there's people that actually were I had a lot of ARCA people upset with some of my comments.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, wait a minute.
I had the PR director of ARCA was calling me out, which fair enough. I get it's his job to make ARCA look good at all costs. And when they have an ugly race, his job becomes a lot tougher.
Yeah.
But one thing I didn't address in my video that I think is what some ARCA fans were upset with is I try to be constructive. And I was in that video more trying to be constructive when it came to the young drivers' future careers or their paths to the Xfinity or Cup Series. I was talking more about like, what can Ty Gibbs do? What can Corey Heim do? What can these drivers do differently? I didn't really talk about ARCA can do differently because ARCA's, I didn't even really think about it. It wasn't really the point of the video, but it's a point that needs to be brought up is that ARCA has slipped. For whatever reason, ARCA's car counts have dwindled. The numbers of competitive cars have dwindled. The attention it has stayed the same or dwindled a little bit more in recent years. And the quality of racing, at least in my opinion, has gone down. And I think that needs to be addressed first. I think the drivers are largely responsible for the poor quality of racing at times when they run through each other, when you have Corey Heim and Ty Gibbs door slamming each other multiple times a week anytime they go to a short track. Like, that's hard racing, but it often crosses the line and leads to not the drivers getting in each other's faces, but the drivers' dads needing to be
that was funny. Those two
it's
old
funny,
heads,
but
basically.
it's a I don't think it's the best look in the world, but it's I think ARCA does need to be kind of rebuilt in a sense. I don't know that this current format, especially with next gen, I don't know if we're going to talk about it tonight, but I saw a report that next gen chassis are going to cost like maybe less than some super late model chassis cost on a per unit basis. So I look at ARCA and I'm like, I just don't understand how the finances for most of these ARCA teams work to begin with. And I have a feeling it's only going to get worse before it gets better unless they completely reimagine what ARCA racing becomes. And, hopefully if there are more competitive cars and we can get some maybe veteran, like at least 25, 28-year-old drivers racing in it as well, like we used to have, like even just last year with Michael Self in a competitive ride, I think that will help, that will help reestablish some sort of driver code. Because that's another point.
Let's send Kyle Busch there.
No, not Kyle Busch.
Let's bring him back.
I like the Michael Selfs. Some of those that era driver. Grant Enfinger 5-6 years ago was in the series and was winning races. Like I think that's a good mix.
The Kimmels. Oh, I miss the Kimmels.
Yeah. So, but I think that will help fix some of the driver code issues because I think more and more frequently we are seeing young drivers be overly aggressive, a little sloppy in ARCA, and that carries over into trucks, as we've seen like at Knoxville, where a lot of the guys causing issues in that race are recent ARCA graduates, like Derek Kraus, for example. And then sometimes that even bleeds over into Xfinity, and then on the rare occasions leads to more aggressive drivers in Cup rubbing people the wrong way, like Joey Logano has for much of his career. So I just, everyone can disagree on what they believe is good racing. Maybe they like seeing bump and runs frequently, and I think in the right context it's great, but I think too frequently it feels like in ARCA and in trucks the last couple of years it goes a little too far, and to me takes away from the quality of the racing. The best drivers aren't being rewarded, or they're being rewarded for sloppy racing, and I'm like, there's a balance there, there's a line there. So that's all.
Yeah. I think it's just, we agree that something has to be done. I don't know, maybe what I'm saying is too drastic. I think for one thing, like having ARCA, aside from like Daytona and Talladega, because those are big cells, like having ARCA at, like the chap brought up, like 1.5 mile tracks, like Michigan's too, like 2 milers, Poconos, like that's just, if you want people to watch, it's not gonna. It's
so spread out when they race there now.
It's not gonna be worth it.
Yeah, it's not. Like I grew up on the ARCA where, you had, some Busch guys in there, but you had like a ton of regulars. There were a lot more ARCA series regulars back in those days too. Like there was like a dozen, dozens of them too.
Immediately, I think Bobby Gerhardt.
Yeah, immediately. He was the king of, Daytona, basically. Like, what is he? Eight of his 9 were at Daytona, basically,
yeah,
right?
he was like the Dale Earnhardt of ARCA. Like when it came to super speedway racing.
Yeah, and then in 2010, he brought his ARCA car to the nationwide race and ended up getting a top 20, I think. So
well, and I think too, another big thing about it is you look at all these different series, and NASCAR overall has this problem, but ARCA, I think, of any of the series has it worse in a vacuum. There's no identity to ARCA. You know, like the Xfinity has an identity. It is great freaking racing. You know, Cup does have the identity of being some of the best drivers in the world. Trucks has the identity of craziness, truck night in America. What's ARCA have anymore?
See, I feel like ARCA has always had, you know, the whole ARCA breaks meme. It's always been around, but like the thing is, like back in the, you know, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, back in like, you know, the good old days, we can call them now, of ARCA, is like, you know, you still had somewhat decent racing to back it up, and now it's just like Wreck-It Ralph all the time or Buy Rod, and it's not the same anymore, unfortunately.
It really just comes down to there's only 6, 7 at most competitive cars, and I just think that's never going to breed great racing, at least not on a consistent basis. And then it's worse when those, you know, 5 or 6 competitive cars are also running into each other at a lot of short track races. Doesn't happen every week. Some weeks it's a blowout. Ty Gibbs wins by a lap and a half, but other weeks it's Corey Heim sending Gibbs into turn 1 and knocking him back 5 positions. And the next week it's Gibbs door slamming Heim and then spinning him for the win. It's like, come on.
Adding to that, kind of going back to the stuff about younger drivers racing in some respects kind of stupidly. I mean, you remember Pocono? You know, I talked about it a minute ago, but like Ty Gibbs blocking, was it Corey Heim he blocked?
Might have been. It was. I think it was a Venturini car, probably.
But blocking him down basically the inside wall, and then being like, "Well, he shouldn't have been racing like that. That's his fault." And it's like,
oh my God.
Or getting upset with Allmendinger's 3-wide move at was it Mid Ohio on the restart?
Yes.
That was about as clean as you can expect on a green-white checkered. He got alongside you and just rubbed you a little bit.
That's racing, man.
You know, we need these drivers to have clear standards. And unfortunately, and the reason I'm hard on Ty Gibbs.
Chandler Smith. I think Robert said Chandler Smith.
Oh, Chandler
Might have been Chandler Smith. I knew it was whoever was in like the 20
And he's been
25.
dumped for a win in ARCA before. He got dumped by Joe Graff Jr. a few years ago for a win.
Like, I just, you know, I'm hard on some of these big name drivers like the Ty Gibbs, like the Corey Heim. You know, some of these guys who I think legitimately, especially Ty Gibbs, has the raw talent to be a superstar, to break some records. So I just want to see them mature, and I just don't think ARCA right now is giving them the best platform to do that. I don't think they're learning. I think Haley Deegan, for example, has learned so much more in trucks this year than she did running ARCA and K&N the last few years. You know, she hasn't been as good. She's running 18th most of the time, but she's learning a lot more, and that's important. That's what's most important for teenagers.
I will say, in which I think Ty Gibbs will probably get the 20 car next year in Xfinity. I think Ty Gibbs needs to make this his last year in ARCA. He really can't gain anything else there at this point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you just want to, you know, just shatter records for the hell of it in ARCA, but like, I don't really see a point in that, to be honest.
I think if he gets going now, he could, I don't know, potentially break Kyle Busch's record one day. You know, start focusing on that in Xfinity.
I will say I do want to see Ty Gibbs in a few truck races just for the pure calamity.
Yeah, like, that would be cool. That'd be cool.
Put him on dirt.
For some reason, truck races at Las Vegas are always great. I would love to see him in one of those.
Dude, I grew up on those races, man. I would go to them like every year, basically. It's always something happening.
I don't know what it is about Las Vegas, but that track just produces great truck racing, and I would love to see next year Ty Gibbs in that. And I think it'd be a good way to compare against some of the competition in ARCA, since a lot of that competition in ARCA will or is already in the truck series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, like, what was his name? Tanner Gray was his name, correct? That was the one who hooked the guy, right? Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray. Yeah. Did we mention that he ended up getting a truck series opportunity after all this, too?
I think they had that worked out a while back, but
but it's just the timing, though. It's like as soon as he tweets out and then deletes, I suffered a mild concussion because of it, then bam, Gray's in the truck series. It's like, oh my God, it's just bad time.
Just make sure he's not Snapchatting.
Yeah. Please don't Snapchat on the track.
That's the maturity thing again. Like, there needs to be some kind of accountability held for a lot of the young drivers. At the same time, ARCA does need major changes too. Like, it's not like one big thing.
I think it's both. There's not enough competitive cars, and the drivers are too immature. The drivers in the competitive cars are too immature. It's okay to have a couple of them. You got to learn somewhere, but it was nice when you had the Kimmels or the Reesiers, the Michael Self or the Grant Enfingers.
Yeah, and I
kind of balance it out a little bit.
I felt like those guys really set, the standards for driver etiquette. But they set the tone. They're like, hey, we don't do that crap, so you're not going to do that here. You know what I mean? Like, so everyone had a basic understanding, like, hey, we're here in the ARCA series for much different reasons. Some are just regular. Some are trying to make it big elsewhere. But, hey, let's help each other out here and not wreck each other's stuff every now and then. Let's have some decent racing. And now we just don't have that, unfortunately. So
Just not consistently. That's
no, it's not consistent enough, and then it just gets so spread out, and just the differentials between the teams, and just equipment wise and stuff. It's just it's not as balanced. It's not even close to being as balanced as it was in the good old days.
I want to address
the good old
days
really weren't that long ago. So
I know.
Even when Deegan and Kraus were in there, it was still more competitive. I want to bring one thing up. IDK said this in the chat. The lag stuff is just a YouTube issue. It's been going on for the last week, maybe two. Yeah. So just refresh, and it should be on.
It happens a lot. I think it's at this time of night. There's usually a lot more live streams than usual. So I think it has something to do with YouTube just having so much data it's processing.
Yeah, it should be all good.
But before we move on from the ARCA topic, I guess I want to say in conclusion, basically, ever since ARCA switched to that whole composite body era, from the Gen 4, I feel like ARCA's gone downhill ever since. Am I the only one to think this or no?
It definitely feels that way.
Yeah, it feels like ever since they made the switch, it's like, it's been more problems than usual.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I imagine that might have hurt some of their initial car counts because you had small teams that couldn't really afford to make that switch, or for a while you had some teams running, at least like in K&N, even just a year or two ago, you'd see Gen 4 cars on track against Gen 6s, and it was
Deegan even won the Gen 4 like her second win
for like the dirt races.
I think even in that Sonoma race, like Alex Bowman and William Byron, they ran Gen 4s, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people did. That's right. Yeah,
Kevin Harvick even won in a Gen 4, I think.
Yeah. So they've done that for years, but
weird to see Gen 4 cars in HD.
Yeah, good point. That is true. Yeah.
Last time I saw them this clearly, I was at the race.
or you're just picking up a diecast.
Yeah, I was looking at like photos recently, and my dad was showing me photos of the first race I went to in 2005, and like had some really clear photos we took of the cars, and it was just like wow. It was like, man, I haven't seen like high res images of a Gen 4 car like this.
That was when
it was weird. It was weird,
and that was when the paint on the cars basically it was so shiny. It was so shiny.
Good. It popped. If you do look on YouTube, there's a few that have been like either have been preserved or restored to like HD level, and it's really like jarring to see, but it's so cool. But yeah, that's I think that's about all I have on ARCA.
Same.
Yeah, I think we need to move on from ARCA. Now let's talk about our favorite story of the NASCAR season this year. Numbers! All right, numbers.
God.
I do this like every 2 months, I swear. I'm starting to put the tweet out, and it's like...
Hashtag move them forward.
I'm sick of the whole number talk now, but hey, I guess this is the direction we're going in now, but hey, you know what? If it is going to change, I do prefer moving it forward, by the way.
I'm going to try to do some share screening here. So essentially, this is the one most people are coming back to.
There it is. I see it now.
I don't think that's. Yeah. Okay. OBS.
Hopefully it looks okay on OBS.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix this so OBS can see it. What are we doing? Okay. Yeah, they can't see it.
Black screen. Black screens matter.
Okay. Well, let's stop sharing. See if we can get us back. Okay. Anyway, I made an attempt to try to showcase to everyone what that looks like. Oh crap, come on, what are you doing?
There's a way to fix it in OBS that'll put you back on.
I'm working on that.
But
while you're at it, just enjoy the soothing sounds of our voices as we
Okay, you don't have to worry about voices anymore, we're back.
Okay.
Nice. Well, I know which one you were talking about though.
I made an attempt to show Eric Jones's 2017 Sport Clips car. If you haven't seen it, just go to Google Images, look up a picture of that, and that will show you exactly what we probably would see next year. And honestly, it's not bad looking. It looked weird back then, but if you make every car look like that, it's not going to be that bad.
It's barely noticeable, but I just have this itching feeling that a lot of these teams will find a way to mess it up. I don't know.
Teams are messing it up now. I mean, look at JTP, half their cars.
I'm going to be real. Like, I have two things to say. One is a theory, and one is what I think they should have done. So my theory is that the whole time they were going to move them forward, they warmed us all up to it by making us hate the numbers being moved back. And now they're going to move forward. Because you remember, so many people are like, let's move them forward. They're playing a game of
40 chess, guys.
Yeah. And so like I that's a theory I have, no backing whatsoever, just saying that. What I think they should have done is was it Google or Amazon, I can't remember. There was like one major website, and back then their main stuff was their main page was yellow. And they changed it to white one day, and people didn't like it. So what they did every day is they changed each day they changed it to a lighter shade of yellow into white until it was white and nobody noticed. What I think NASCAR should have done is just said, hey, just move them incrementally forward, like month over month, year over year. People won't notice. Nobody noticed the 77. It was like, oh, that's kind of weird at the time. Nobody made a big uproar about it back then because no one really noticed it. It wasn't that much forward. They'd been moving it all over the door for the rest of the year for different paint schemes anyway. I feel like all of this could just be completely avoided if they would have just not said anything whatsoever about it.
Well, I 100% agree with you, actually, because I also saw in that Adam Stern tweet, he worded it like an announcement is expected in the next few weeks. NASCAR better not make an official announcement. This is not something where NASCAR needs to put out a press release and say, hey, everyone, the numbers will be slightly moved. If they do that, they're stupid. They're just opening themselves up to the NASCAR had changed when Dale died, whatever. That whole crowd's going to come out of the woodworks. I think you're exactly right, Jarrett. They should have just tried to keep it quiet and just when the new car came out, I mean, yes, people would probably have noticed, hey, the numbers are a little forward, or if they were originally planning to move them back, the numbers are a little further back. But if the paint schemes look good, I think fans would have just kind of accepted it really quickly. Now, in NASCAR's defense, I don't know that NASCAR is actually putting any of this information out there. It's the super sleuths like Adam Stern going out there and digging up these debates, out from the woodwork. So I don't know that. I think NASCAR may be trying to keep it fairly quiet. Now, it was certainly loud when they did it at the Bristol All-Star race last year. So I guess that I think was a misstep in some ways. But, I'm with you, Jared. I don't think if they just quietly move the numbers a little bit, I don't think most fans would notice, or they'd notice, but they wouldn't care. And I'm also surprised that they're moving them forward after all this time. They said they were going to move them back. I'm very surprised.
I feel like if they just incrementally did it, it'd be like a show like this. We'd be like, you notice the numbers have kind of moved a little? That's kind of weird, but the paint schemes look good.
It would be a more subtle change, but now it's like this huge thing because they kept, talking about it and, the whole All-Star race stuff last year. It's a big...
Like for instance, Austin Dillon's car, the number looks like it's moved forward. It does. Like it looks like a little bit, it's slanted forward, but it does look moved forward. Nobody notices it. No one really cares about it,
but I feel like you're only going to notice that more with cars that have the number that's slanted forward, like okay, spoiler alert, take a Chase Elliott diecast right here. That number is slanted, actually flip it that way. When it's flipped like that, you don't really, you're not going to see that if it's pushed forward a little bit. It's going to still look kind of more normal if it's slanted that way.
Yeah. Right. And honestly, Lefty Schemes on his Twitter that he puts out, like he always does an amazing job with those types of number forward scheme concepts.
He's been the one, and I seen him make an argument. It's like, don't thank me for making this look good. Anyone could do it if they just do it the right way. And it's like,
keyword the right way though.
And I think maybe it might have been Harris Lou who said this afterwards. Like the problem is not everyone's gonna actually do it right.
No, and honestly, the first team I could see messing this up is JTG, just the very first team. And we'll see.
But it's sad because JTG people can make good paint schemes. At the All-Star race, their Energizer paint scheme was honestly the best use of that concept. Good point.
Yeah, it was. And then we got their throwback this year.
You're not supposed to put it over the Goodyear, over the wheel. That's not how forward we want it. That's what I feel like would happen.
We're going to see one of the numbers end up on the hood, probably. Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm excited. Do we, in this camp here, do we all prefer the numbers forward as opposed to back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%, yes.
I like it. I just like him. I like that it keeps the number on one side and all the sponsors can be on one side. The only problem with the back is you had like logos, number, logos. I like that now it can be number, and then you can either do big logo or a few small logos, but at least it keeps them kind of
I just realized
divided.
The number on this car here on my shirt is kind of forward a little bit.
Oh no! Man.
Damn! So they've gotten a head start on us, man.
I've got this on my desk. What is going on here?
I was at the 2018 Las Vegas tire test they had, and he ran that scheme, and I was like, "What in the hell?"
That's not unusual for test cars, though. Dale Jr. ran a test car like that. Actually,
it's still cursed. For those listening, I held up a diecast with the number on the quarter panel, which
evil.
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 Hey, believe it or not, we actually do have a Lionel diecast showcase, but we've already done half of those already.
I'm not spoiling mine because I just got it this week and I didn't even realize it was topical.
Nice.
We'll get to that later in the show. But yeah, numbers are being slid forward. Chat. I feel like everyone's kind of like you said, Jared. Maybe there is a conspiracy here. Everyone's like, I guess moving forward is better than moving back. So ending on a positive note, perhaps.
You're just taking the lesser of two evils, basically.
Yeah, like honestly,
American politics.
And still, my preferred thing is obviously I don't want to see the numbers moved at all. But hey, it's gonna happen, so you might as well move it forward.
Jared, you're right. It is just like American politics. Me and you just want to sit in the middle, but they only tell us this one or this one.
I love how I'm just like skirting that line all night, but I'm not going over it. Oh man, I'm having a good time. Yeah,
I'm not. Let's change the subject.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, I think you're gonna love this one. NASCAR will require masks.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Let's do our due diligence so everyone fills in.
Yeah.
NASCAR is requiring masks for everyone, no matter if you're vaccinated or not, at all enclosed indoor areas beginning this weekend at Watkins Glen. So that includes the media center, haulers. I think they even said like restrooms. Basically anything indoor at the track. NASCAR will now be requiring masks. It'll largely be affecting competitors because I think if you're a fan going to one of these racetracks, unless you're sitting up in the suites or something, I guess the restrooms is about the only time you're really indoors at a NASCAR track.
And even then, I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to the bathroom, I'm making it quick and I'm trying to stay away from people as it is anyways.
Well, I mean, it's weird if you're breathing on someone at the urinal. That's
it's like hey, bro.
Danny's got a pretty good car, don't you think?
Hey, Kevin, I'm your biggest fan.
Hey, Kyle.
Well, I'm not let's be real. No matter what stance we take on, we're not happy this is in place. Just from a basic concept, we'd rather not.
I've enjoyed the last few months, and I'm really glad that when we went to Nashville Super Speedway and got to be inside, we didn't have to wear them. I'm just gonna say it.
Out here in freaking Nevada, it's required to wear it everywhere now in the stores and all that stuff. And now
I'll say it.
I see these leagues starting to take that stance now.
Well, I'll say this. It's mixed. It's already mixed signals because let's be real. The whole way this whole thing has been handled, not by NASCAR, just in general, has sucked.
No one's making it clear if they're going to require it or not right now. So that's the weird part.
But my deal is I think it should just be an optional thing. If people really feel the inclination to want to protect themselves or others, they can wear a mask. But if other people don't want to, I think it should just be on them. You've already done that with vaccination stuff, and you've kept it secret unlike other leagues, which I think is the right move because now you can't single people out for any little thing on that. My thing is literally you see people go on the news who are in charge of the response to this thing saying, yeah, by the way, if you don't have an N95, it's completely useless to wear a mask. And I'm like, so what's the point of this? In my opinion, because I think NASCAR's been very bullish on this compared to any other sport. I think NASCAR in a lot of ways is doing this to appease members of the media who have been very loud and vocal on it. And I think that they are trying to also appease corporate sponsors to make sure that there's no controversy with this. I think if it was up to NASCAR, they'd say, let's just leave it as is.
Ding. You nailed it. I think, we forget NASCAR is a nationwide, arguably a worldwide sport, and they have corporate sponsors that are trying to appeal to everyone, left, right, center when it comes to politics. Yeah. And so, I'm not happy about it either. The four of us, we've all been vaccinated. So I've been enjoying not wearing a mask out in public for the last several months. And, I still feel like that is, I feel safe. Even if I'm around unvaccinated people, I feel safe. So I'm not a fan of this move, but I understand where NASCAR is coming from and why they feel like it's necessary. And there is one way you can look at it from a competition standpoint, doing things to protect some of the drivers because we're getting into the playoffs. And what if, first round of the playoffs, Kyle Larson has to miss a race because he tested positive for COVID? That all of a sudden that could derail his entire season. And I understand you could say, hey, well, if people are supposed to be vaccinated or have the option to be vaccinated, who cares if someone tests positive for COVID? They should still be protected against Kyle Larson in this case. I'm just using that as an example. And that is a fair argument, but I think it's safe to assume that if a driver tests positive, they will still be forced out of the car under current guidelines. So I can understand NASCAR and the teams wanting to take those extra precautions, even though I may not think they're particularly necessary or effective. I understand that NASCAR is a big brand that has to make everyone feel safe and comfortable and confident. And really my thing is I just hope this does not escalate to the point where they're, excluding sponsors and media and fans.
Please
and
don't.
Infield. If it gets to that point in the near future, that I feel like that will become an overreaction. Now, of course, if cases or deaths or the COVID stats look way, way worse all of a sudden, like if the death rate actually starts going up significantly, then okay, maybe we can talk. But evidence seems to suggest that's not happening. So I hope NASCAR does not escalate this any further than this.
And my understanding, when we got the vaccines in the first place, the whole thing was, okay, it can't keep you from getting it, but it should reduce the effectiveness of symptoms if you have it.
That's vaccines in a nutshell. Like people think that vaccines are like the magic fix. That anytime you get a vaccine, you're not gonna, like, whether it's for flu, whether it's for COVID, that you're not gonna get it. No, it's gonna. The whole deal with this the whole time was to reduce the symptoms, so the hospital,
it gives you a better chance, basically.
Well, so hospitals don't get overwhelmed. I'm not. Now, I will say this. Even though, and again, NASCAR has every right to do this. They're their own private business. They're not forcing you to go to Watkins Glen this weekend or Daytona. But I will say that if a driver doesn't want to, that's on them, whatever reason. I'm not judging. I don't care either way what you do. Live your own life. My thing is, if they're going to take that chance, that should be the chance they're taking. Look like what the NFL is doing.
Yeah, I just feel like it's an individual decision. I don't know. I've said my bit. I'm not as big of. I don't worry too much about that. I like I said, I just hope it doesn't escalate further, because that would hinder the industry when it doesn't feel as necessary.
I think we've kind of set our pace on this. A good friend of ours, Josh, I seen in the chat. He's saying it's time to move on, and I think that's good. It's time to move on to the mailbag question, guys.
Yeah, your mailbag question. What is it this week?
So this week it comes in from Mike C. And it's a pretty good question here. What current Cup Series drivers do you think is overperforming or underperforming in their equipment the most? As far as underperforming, I've got to credit it to Matt DiBenedetto, because we've at least seen race-winning speed in all of the other Penske cars, even the 33 when Cindric's brought it out. But yes, he's Wood Brothers, but it's still essentially got really similar, if not same, equipment as Penske, and ultimately that's a credit to why he's not got a ride next year so far. So
underperforming. Yeah, I'd probably say Matty D at this point. Overperforming. For the equipment he has, I was going to say Eric Jones for a second, but I'm like, nah. I mean, like, he has the occasional glimpses, but I'll
say Tyler Reddick for overperforming.
Yeah, I'll say Tyler Reddick. Yeah, that's perfect. So me and Danny have the same ones.
I'm going to stick with Michael McDowell for overperforming. I don't know where he's at in traditional points right now, but I don't think he's still in the top 16.
He's around there.
He's in the top 20 for sure.
He's done good at road courses. He almost won Talladega again. He almost got 2 Super Speedway wins.
Like, obviously, he's never quite, he's not going to get back to the peak of winning the Daytona 500 this year, but he's been, more steady than I think people would have expected that team to remain. Like, you could almost say they've legitimately been a top 16 team on speed. I don't think they have, but you could almost make that argument. So I'd go with him. Underperforming, like I'm with you guys. Matt DiBenedetto, we wish he was in the playoffs. You feel like he should be a playoff driver. I think it sounds like it's more than just Matt DiBenedetto issues over there. But I'm a little disappointed in like Cole Custer. I know he got that win last year, but he was like 24th in points all year, and then this year he's still like 24th in points. I know SHR as a whole has been a little bit worse, so I can't hold that all on Custer, but that has been a little disappointing this year, just because he was so good his last year or two in Xfinity. I thought, I remember it was well publicized when Daniel Suarez got the boot. Like me and Jared, we were there, and like Suarez was like distraught, and then all of a sudden Cole Custer shows up, and he's basically like, outside of that win, hasn't really overperformed Suarez's time there, to be honest with you, in any of the seasons yet.
I don't want to beat over the same thing, so I'm going to go with 2 completely different ones, because I agree with you on Reddick and DiBenedetto. One thing about Reddick, he's had a top 20 every race since Bristol Dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that. I think we should keep that in mind when it comes to playoff talk later in the show. But overperforming, with all things considered, how the rest of the team has been, Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick is overperforming compared to the median of Stewart-Haas Racing. He has single-handedly kept them relevant this year and has at times competed up front in the top 5. Once, I think, maybe for wins. So I'm going Kevin Harvick there. Underperforming, he made the playoffs early in the year, but really has just ran mediocre since making it. Christopher Bell. I mean, if you look compared to Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Martin Truex Jr., Christopher Bell has not been up to par. It's still that 20, but
he was looking good at New Hampshire though. He was close to winning that one.
He was, but that was the first time we really had heard his name up front, like off of speed since May, April.
And plus New Hampshire.
He ran well at Road America as well. He had a top 5 there. But other than that, you're right. They've been far more inconsistent than the rest of JGR.
And plus New Hampshire, that's his bread and butter track, basically. 3 straight Xfinity wins, too.
Right. I got to call one out in the comments, though. Someone really said Bowman has underperformed.
Danny, just let it go. Don't kill this.
Just let it go, Danny.
Just a commenter. He's just a guy. He's a family. He didn't mean anything.
Oh my god.
He's just a guy.
No. I'm gonna get back serious. How can you say that? Like 3 wins. How's that underperforming?
No. Remember, they're all Mickey wins. Remember, so it's he just lucked into them. So he's basically underperforming. But because he's won 2 of the 3 wins have basically been Mickey wins. I guess you could say.
Thank you for sparing him, Danny. That could have been ugly.
Yeah, that could have been ugly, though. But no. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say those are some pretty good ones. Philip Richards in the chat brings up Kurt Busch has been, you could argue, overperforming, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's been true every year the last couple of years.
I wanted to say...
Half is overachieving.
I think anyone could at that point in that car.
Hey, he got on camera though, and he got dumped by Newman. So, I mean, I guess you could say it's overachieving.
I think just bringing that thing to the finish line is overperforming in that car.
Yeah. No. Hey, if you can get that car some TV time, I mean, you might as well, right? I mean, you're running all the way in the back, so you might as well get it some type of TV time.
Hey, I wanted to say Bubba Wallace to underperforming, but at the same time, we just haven't seen enough to really compare his performance.
No, like Kurt Busch going to the team next year, then we can finally stack up,
next
the performance
year
of that
when I have another car to go off of, because his equipment is different in JGR. It's not the same. So once we actually have that, then I'll have something to actually compare it to.
I mean, I guess you can make the argument he is underperforming based on the preseason hype and stuff, but that was all basically self-induced by Bubba and Jordan, pretty much everybody involved.
That was for the doc. That was for Netflix.
Yeah, and then Denny Hamlin's just sitting there like, what are y'all doing? Like, bro, like, what are y'all doing? Like, I know what's gonna happen here.
I was listening to him talk on Racing Spaces last night, and like, he is dead ass, just like, he seems done with everything. He seems tired. He seems like how Mark Martin was like a year before he retired.
Yeah.
Which retirement?
Not saying he's gonna.
Which retirement?
The definitive one. The definitive one.
Okay.
But he really seems like that. He's just, they're like asking, like people are asking him. People are asking him questions, and he's just like, I don't know. He's like, my Supra's for sale. Anyone wants it for like $50,000. He's like, I don't care. And then it's like, Toyota wanted me to drive their car, so I had him give me a minivan. I'm like, he just doesn't care. And I'm not saying he's retiring.
You can buy Denny Hamlin's Supra for $50,000.
He was talking about it. He's funny because he literally was thinking out loud. He goes, I'll just probably make it a thing for charity. I don't care. I'm like, I love this, Denny. And then he did say one thing that really caught my ear. He goes, yeah, trust me, when I retire, then the real me is coming out. Then all the real extra hot takes are. And he wasn't joking.
Hey, Denny Hamlin should be a YouTuber. He should be a NASCAR YouTuber when he retires and just say all this stuff, bro. Like, I mean, that sounds like us, bro. Like, we just say whatever.
He'll have the credibility to back it up.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how Ty Gibbs gets a cup ride.
There you go.
Hamlin, the problem is he's going to have to retire and sell his charter like Bob Levine, and then he can go off, because if he's still a team owner, I don't know, he's going to be...
Oh, no, that didn't stop Bob Levine.
It stopped him once he was out of the sport. Or
oh no, Bob, but dude, he's been going crazy.
That's what I mean. But
he
didn't say none of that when he was an owner. He'd go sometimes, but he wouldn't actually yell until he was out.
Yeah, Bob Levine's a very, very, very interesting character.
I like me some Bob Levine. He's fun. Yeah. He's a fun follow on Twitter. But yeah, so thank you for the
Bob Levine on YouTube.
Oh, that'd be amazing. So thanks for the mailbag question. You can send yours in at weeklypodcastguest@gmail.com.
Blogs.
All one word. You will not be allowed as a guest if you ask. You'll just have your email deleted.
Blocked.
We shall shun you to the nether world.
We shall shun you.
I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Danny, what do we got next, man?
Levine Family Vlogs. I still think you have names for his YouTube channel.
Well, we kind of gave a little preview to this already, but hey, we got to thank our sponsor for this week, one of our two sponsors for this week, our good friends over at Lionel Racing. Guys, let's get them out. Show off them diecasts this week.
Are you rubbing your nipples with diecast?
I'm cleaning the windows off of them.
I said get them out. I didn't mean those, Darian.
I had to whip them out. I mean, he's like, get them out. I'm like, okay.
Anyways, hey. Thanks to our friends over at Lionel Racing, you can order your new 2021 diecast from all of your favorite NASCAR drivers now at LionelRacing.com. You can order them in 124 scale or 164 scale like Darian has down below me. Or, hey, you can even run over to your local Walmart and look in the aisles. Go run to the toy aisle, kids. Go to the toy aisle.
Don't steal them, though. Don't steal them.
We never were insinuating that.
They're only $4 or $5. You can just, ask your parents to use their credit card and buy a diecast car. But no, $4 or $5. Run to Walmart, get your NASCAR Authentics. They should be coming out with a new wave. They should be hitting Walmarts real soon. So be on the looks for those. Hey, appropriate for this week, it is Watkins Glen week, so I've got the beautiful liquid color elite version autographed by Chase Elliott. I got this autographed at Napa that was opening up in Crossville, Tennessee. And beautiful first win of Chase Elliott, even put the little custom flag in there. What do you guys got this week?
So 2013 is the most forgettable season in NASCAR history, or one of the most forgettable.
That's
and I have Junior's ugliest National Guard skiing he ever drove in the Cup Series. Johnson's 2013 championship season.
It's weird that's so ugly because it's literally just a swap of the colors from the year before.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just lazy the way it's done and all. I don't know. I don't really like it.
I always liked it.
Yeah, 2014 one.
It actually is the same. It's the same scheme as Mark Martin's scheme that year.
I think I hate that scheme more because I saw him be a bridesmaid more often in that scheme. So
yeah, it would always finish second. The Fall Dover race. Oh my goodness, should have won that one.
Well, I've got this was sent to me actually by Scrapyard. That's his YouTube name. Sent me a Bubba Wallace, as you said earlier, Darian, 2018 test car. He tested this at Vegas, and I think he tested this somewhere else as well at some point that year. It's got the number on the quarter panel. I love the matte finish. Click and Close, of course, has not been a sponsor for a couple of years, but I don't know. It just looks really, really, really sharp, really mean. So I love it. What about you, Jarrett?
Really quick, I just like what Groovy Goose put in the chat. Jarrett be like, and I took that personally. Anyway, I got Jeff Gordon's raced version 2005 Daytona 500 winning diecast. Has the tape on it, has the dirt and the grime. Absolutely beautiful. This was the first race I ever watched. I have Dale Jr.'s scheme from that race, and I had to get the race one diecast. The red, or it's kind of reddish orange, depending on what the camera makes it look orange, but it's actually red in person. It's a matte finish, and then you have the normal metallic finish for the blue with those neon 24s. And I figured that I found it actually after the fact because I got it this week. It is topical because it's Mr. Gordon's 50th birthday, so I get points for that, right?
Hey, I saw today, did y'all realize they released Talladega Nights on the same day as Jeff Gordon's birthday? That is so disrespectful to Jeff Gordon, man.
Oh, yeah, it is his birthday.
That's today. His special day.
For such a trash movie.
Yeah, you take one of the living legends of the sport at the time and you desecrate his birthday with, Will Ferrell.
And they didn't even
spoofing NASCAR.
They didn't even put Jeff Gordon in the movie.
Actually,
I think Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, there's a bunch of them had just deleted scenes. They were supposed to be in it, they took them out.
He was in
That's
the Herbie
probably-
movie, though. He was in the Herbie movie. Him and
And-
John
and-
Cena.
Herbie's on the fence.
And Jeff Gordon was in a random movie with Brendan Fraser about Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I have that car over there, the Looney Tunes car they made for that one.
I love how they're like, how,
At me, someone's quoting Herbie Fully Loaded. I like that in the chat.
I like how they're like, how dare Glenn is like, how dare you, Jarrett and Eric? And I'm like, I'm sorry, but watching Lizzie Lohan before she fell from grace is better than watching Talladega Nights.
Well, okay, that is
No,
debatable. I like
It's
Herbie Fully Loaded.
supposed to
I
be a
like
kids movie.
That's true. I like Talladega Nights. I just think it's not. It shouldn't be heralded as the cultural icon many.
Unfortunately, many people they like, no, that's NASCAR. That's NASCAR.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
But
it's a
you're like,
bad
dude.
movie. It's
Yeah.
probably my favorite Will Ferrell
Hey,
movie, and it's
hey,
not Elf.
I will say this: I want the diecast from Talladega Nights. They are hard to find, but I one day want some of the diecast from the movie.
Like the
Days
Cougar,
of
like
Thunder and Brewster
one,
Baker
or-
is better.
Probably more.
Days of Thunder, or which one?
Days of Thunder was better, you said?
Wait, or,
Days of Thunder and Brewster Baker.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Also, Stroker Ace was pretty underrated, too.
No,
Yes.
I say for its time period, Stroker Ace wins.
Yeah, Tim Richmond was in that. And that was back in like 82,
Stroker
83.
Ace is honestly, it's a funnier attempt at what Talladega Nights was supposed to be.
And also Grease Lightning. That's another one. That's a movie I think that should be on Netflix someday. It's from the 70s. Basically, Wendell Scott details his story. Well, some of the parts are fictional, but basically most of it is true, though. So, but
Don't
yeah,
let facts get in the way of a good story. That's Hollywood's mantra.
pretty much.
But anyways, speaking of good stories, guys, I don't know. I think it's getting kind of dark outside and a little windy. I don't know.
kind of chilly.
Oh
I don't know.
gosh,
It feels okay
guys,
to me.
guys! Oh my gosh, the alarm's going off.
It's the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Jared, what do we have on tap for tonight?
Oh, we got a little bit here. First off, I want to congratulate Mr. Eric Eastep on here for his new website. Eric, why don't you tell the chat really quick about it as we start this baby off?
It is our website, comrades.
Comrades!
But it's, groovymotorsports.com. It's all your Out of the Groove podcast network, weekly viewers guide, YouTube stuff, all in one beautiful place, one beautiful package. So be sure to check it out after the show tonight. groovymotorsports.com. You'll find the latest from this show and the other shows we have on the network, as well as the latest from the viewers guide. And also show off, we have a lot of sponsors, both on the podcast network and on Out of the Groove, that are often promoting special deals for fans of the show. So you can always check out the latest deals from Swan, Wenzel's Farm, and many other great Out of the Groove sponsors over there. So groovymotorsports.com. Be sure to check it out. Very excited for that to be official now.
And also, comrades, Austin Dillon's going to be in the 23!
Comrade Dylan, again, different one.
The other one.
Also, going back to the Stroker Race, I just found out, for anyone who wants to know later, you can actually buy or rent it on YouTube, by the way.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, and I think Grease Lightning as well, too.
Well, I'll tell you something you can't buy or rent after 2024 is the Camaro, as they're going to be replacing it with an electric performance sedan, according to Motor Trend. So Chevy's going to look for something else.
That means that NASCAR is going to the electric series, confirmed.
Chevy SS again. Yeah.
I think that says we hopefully get a NASCAR. Bless you, Danny. Hopefully we get a NASCAR electric series someday soon. I mean, I don't want. It's not going to replace Cup or anything, but I'd love to see it.
ARCA.
Replace ARCA with the electric series.
Or maybe the truck series, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Replace
Trucks, if
ARCA.
you don't get your stuff together, then
I'm just saying.
Replace ARCA.
The thing is, NASCAR is not a manufacturer-supported series, at least not to the extent Formula One is. But if you created an efficient, an actual electric series, I'll bet you Chevy would pour real money into that. I'll bet you Ford and Toyota would be right behind them.
Everyone
and maybe
would.
more.
Everyone.
So I'm just saying, people complain, but that's where all the manufacturers that have the money want to go. So I'm happy to see it if it becomes an additional series that isn't the Cup Series just yet. That maybe decades from now, but not yet.
Well, something that's kind of tied to NASCAR a little bit, or at least a driver, is Ryan Blaney's girlfriend, who is now Miss Hooters.
Shout out to freaking Garage Boys covering that event.
As much as I'm sure that they like Chase Elliott, can we all agree that Hooters should be sponsoring Ryan Blaney instead?
They should. I mean, well, they
He's
should
literally
at least
just dating a
get
Hooters
raise.
girl.
Yeah,
He's
basically.
dating the Hooters girl. It sounds like so. I
And
mean,
honestly,
I guess,
I feel like his personality is more, tailored, for Hooters, for the whole.
If I walk
the
into,
Hooters brand,
if I walk into a Hooters and I see Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney, I'm really thinking that Ryan Blaney's going to be the better life of the party. Honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, come on, Hooters, where you at?
Sponsor Ryan Blaney, Hooters. Let's go.
Well, I don't know where Hooters is at right now, but I do know that the playoff banners and spoilers are going to be yellow again, according to Ryan Pastana. So that's going to stick out really, really
I kind of like the subtle silver, honestly.
Yeah, I did too. I'll be real. I don't care if they had any of it to begin with. I'll know who the playoff guys are by the ticker, but if they want to do yellow will pop out.
I do like whatever color choices they choose to kind of make the playoff guys stand out in that way, I guess. But
It
I
does
already
make
know who they
sense.
are, anyways.
I mean, you look at the NASCAR logo; it's the primary colors of red, blue, and yellow. And trucks are blue, Camping World. Xfinity's red, Xfinity. So I guess it makes sense that Cup would be yellow. So
yeah,
for that reason, I'm okay with it.
I will say this: I kind of liked a few years back when they had the roof numbers also yellow. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, they did for a
I
little.
liked it. It didn't gel with all the paint schemes, I guess.
too
I think
much
that's-
yellow.
Well, especially the Hendrick ones because it'd be 2 shades of yellow.
Well, when Monster was a sponsor, the cars were green, right? Were they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't love
was
that
interesting.
green.
That was
I remember those yellow roof numbers, though. It was always awkward because Matt Kenseth drove the Dollar General car that was all yellow, but the yellow spoilers and stuff were just a slightly different shade of yellow, and so it just it was a headache. Not great.
Well, you know what might also be yellow is the window nets, because NASCAR is open to the window nets being the same color as the rest of a scheme if it's approved by them, according to Bob Pockrass. So cool.
I wonder who's going to be the first team to do that.
It's a little identity thing for the drivers, I guess. I'd like to see a
Totally
pink
going to be Trackhouse.
See a pink one.
Probably.
Yeah, a pink window net with a pink scheme from Trackhouse. Yes, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Sorry. My window is open right now. Claudia is outside watering her flowers. I looked over and I just see someone standing at the window. I'm like, oh God!
Danny, be a
Danny, you didn't read my super chat, Danny.
That just legit scared me so much.
I saw that. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go with whatever he's doing. Okay with. Well, in some other really good news, Bubba Wallace got engaged. So congratulations, Bubba. You'll probably not see this or hear this, but congratulations. I saw that. I was like, good for him.
Yeah.
Paul Menard, get hard for Menard because he's driving the 66 for Thor Sport at Watkins Glen.
Yes, hey, dude, he might win that race. He might win that race, bro.
We said the same thing at Coda too.
Yeah, we'll say. Yeah, we'll say.
He's
We'll
like
say.
top 15,
Well,
I think.
He's at least
think
ran
it's
at Watkins
12.
Glen a lot before, so.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Will Rogers will attempt to qualify for the Indy Road Course Xfinity race in a second Sam Hunt car, the number 24, according to Bob Pockrass. So there's that news. And then Michael Annett has been cleared to race this weekend at Watkins Glen. You remember he had, I believe, a fracture in his leg. Seems like it's all good. He got a playoff waiver, so hopefully Annett can salvage the rest of the season, make the playoffs, and hopefully put this bad memory behind him.
Yeah, welcome back.
Someone else who's putting some bad memories behind him is Eric Almirola, because he's looking to re-sign a multi-year deal with Stewart-Haas Racing. And didn't I say on the show, I'm like, watch, they're going to re-sign him now that he won.
And yeah, not just 1 year, it's a multi-year deal too. So no Riley Herbst to the 10.
I was confused. Did he say that he has a multi-year deal already, or was he trying to say that he's been on one and like he's looking to get another? It was kind of confusing, the clip that was going around. It was kind of taken out of context, so I was still trying to figure out exactly what he meant.
Either way, I think he's saying basically he's going to be back next year. So
He sounded
he's
comfortable,
good.
yeah. He sounded confident and comfortable.
Which, I
with his
mean,
future.
when you're the only guy for win, I'd be a little bit comfortable too. So.
Dude,
Good
Smithfield and Almirola, man, that sponsor combo, man, there's airtime.
And they're bringing back Daytona Day. Let's roll that one back. Nope, not bringing that back.
No. Please don't.
And then last but not least, let's wish some people a happy birthday. We talked about earlier, Jeff Gordon, happy 50th birthday. And then also happy birthday to Kurt Busch, turned 43 today.
Wow, man, this is a big day in NASCAR history. My
Yeah,
goodness.
August 4th. Jeez, one of those random days. Yeah, it's It's crazy.
Wild.
And with that is a lightning round as we have 420 watching.
And that was the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. And now, back to the show. And shout out to the 420 viewers. That's
Oh, is that really him? No, we got 422. You're lying.
No.
You're lying.
We went up
a little bit.
Hey, but seriously though, 423 people watching, only 139 likes. What are you doing? Lick that like button already.
Yes, make sure to lick the like button, everybody.
And if you want, send Danny a super chat. I'll spin the UFO.
You've already gotten some requests for that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Hey, in the meantime, though, we have another sponsor to thank, Eric.
That's right, we do. And I actually have their logo pulled up this week, so y'all know I'm not making them up.
Whoa, their logo. I haven't seen their logo yet.
They do exist.
They do exist.
Oh, gosh. Well,
Eric used to have a cool hat he wore, too.
Yeah. I'm wearing the hat. You've seen that. Anyway, but this episode, the NASCAR Weekly Podcast, is sponsored by Forney Industries. Get it done with green. Their logo is very green. That's where the slogan comes from. Forney offers a full line of welding and plasma cutting machines, metalworking accessories, and much, much more. Great for do-it-yourselfers, or if you're a professional metal worker, Forney has everything you need for your next project. So be sure to check them out at forneyend.com or at an authorized Forney dealer near you. I saw Forney at the store recently. I saw their big green logo. I was very excited to see them out in the wild. So be sure to check them out. Forney Industries, proud sponsors of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast.
Thank you,
We're
Forney.
very thankful.
Thank you, Forney.
Yep. And now that we've thanked our friends from Lionel and Forney, guys, here's the point where I get 5 minutes. Jarrett's going to time me because we are also funded by viewers like you.
Get your phones out. Get your cameras out.
Get your cameras out. Get your phones out.
All right. Yeah, tell me when you're ready.
All right. Gotta get loosened up here. All right.
Yes.
All right.
About to run in the Olympics.
2, 1. Let's go. Groovy Goose at $4.99. Appreciate that. Plot twist. When Sterling Marlin called someone a bug-eyed dummy, he was actually talking about Jar Jar Binks spend a UFO. I just realized there was more than this. It's cut off via Super Chat. Sorry, it does this all the time. Here's $4.99 coming in from Darian. Be nicer to Jar Jar. Hashtag I stand of Jar Jar. Darian,
Screw you, Jar Jar. Screw you.
Darian, you need to apologize to Jar Jar. Your treatment of him is unacceptable. He told you you were hurting his feelings, saying you hate him. You keep going, though.
You're a buffoon.
Alexander Gamerson, Canadian, $2. Appreciate that. Do you think NASCAR should have rebuilt Nazareth? I think it's a little too late for that. Just like Norfolk, bro. There's not even enough demand, I think, up in that area.
It's dead, bro. No way.
So I'm gonna say nah for that. Limu, Emu, and Doug. Appreciate the $1.99. Chastain's 2021 McDonald's scheme should be banned. I don't know why. It seems fine. I guess.
He has a new one this weekend that actually looks pretty cool. But if he's talking about the one he's run also at this point earlier in the season, I agree. It's not that good this year.
Okay, Eric, I see you.
Jar Jar, Limu, Emu, and Doug.
Jar Jar Binks coming in with $4.99. Appreciate that one, Jar Jar. I don't have the time to put on my little background, so we're just not going to worry about that. Jar Jar, $4.99. Misa, appreciate the support, guys. It's a help a lot. Darian, he's a really hurt me, but use of support helps. Jarrett, he's a great, though. Misa want you at, I don't know what that is. I can't.
Good try.
Jay Walker, Master of Lightning. That's cool, you Master of Lightning. Appreciate the $10. He does not like Austin Dillon very, very much. I resort to calling him Peanuts because of his awful hairdo. Someone should troll him saying that's... Oh, like the puppet. That's good, that's good, that's good. Y'all
Jeff Dunham.
Dunham.
Oh, I know who he's talking about.
The other White Castle. Appreciate the $1.99. The other White Castle. We back. Did you guys enjoy the Olympics this year? Yeah, actually, I really enjoyed the softball and I enjoyed the skateboarding competitions. Those are my favorite.
Skateboarding, track, and like fencing and stuff, and also the what is it called? It's not sumo wrestling. Like it's like another form of wrestling or something.
Like just legit wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling or whatever.
Did they have women's volleyball?
Yes. Yeah. Beach volleyball, all that stuff.
Then I enjoyed that.
Oh, and the triathlon. That's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
The winner threw up on live television. So, anyways, Tanner Popovich, $6.99 Canadian dollars. Appreciate that. Did you hear Pitbull name drop Trackhouse and NASCAR in his new song? I don't know why. I just thought it was kind of cool. I didn't know he released a new song, honestly. So
No.
I think
was the
I
song
heard
called
that
again?
I heard the verse. I think he's talking about it. I saw it in like an interview or something. But yeah, he does. So cool. I don't know what song it is.
Well, cool. Alexander Gamerson coming in with another Canadian $5. Appreciate that. What would you think if NASCAR made a super speedway in Toronto, Canada? It'd be interesting.
A super speedway. Whoa.
It'd be interesting. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, we can't even go. They're not letting anybody in, so nobody would show up, basically.
So, and here we go.
That's right. The song is called "Where Them Country Girls At."
Oh yeah, he's talking about that in Nashville. That's right.
That's what it was.
He's talking about that in Nashville.
And here we go. $4.99 come in from Eric's Soul. I really like Jar Jar. I'm sorry Darian is tearing you so badly. This kind of crap has got to stop, Darian. Unacceptable. Hashtag I stand of Jar Jar.
Less than 1 minute.
My gosh.
Chex Mix 97. Appreciate the $5. Watch Kurt Busch go to GMS Racing. It'd be interesting, but I don't think that. I think GMS has someone else.
That'd be interesting.
Speed Demon 341. $2. Appreciate that. ARCA is in real life Wreckfest. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only sometimes.
Limu, Emu, and Doug, $4.99. You guys should save up all your super chat money and start an ARCA team. Basically, all you need to do is not wreck, and you'll finish top 5.
Yeah.
Woo.
Pretty fair.
Right, at the moment.
Perfect business model.
Alexander Gamerson, appreciate the Canadian $2. Jarrett for President Shane, go. Okay, Jarrett running for president.
Platinum, you do have that patriotic shirt on. That helps.
Platinum Paradise, $4.99. Appreciate that. That's probably the last one. It's hard to believe the Truck Series used to consist of Todd Bodine, Ron Hornaday, Jack Sprague, and Dennis Setzer. They should mentor these kids. I think that is a very fair assumption.
Yes.
And
ding,
that
ding, ding.
will do it for the first 5 minutes of Super Jets. We will be resuming here in a little while. But now, let's get right back into it. So this is actually an interesting one to go off to now. We're going to be talking about video games a little bit, and esports, NASCAR, and all that stuff. So today it was announced, I've seen it from Justin Malillo, and then I've seen a few other people talking about it afterwards that are kind of big in these kind of more digital expansion projects. Today, NASCAR and Allied Esports are announcing a joint venture to bring gaming and racing simulation to race fans at select racetracks for the remainder of the 2021 schedule. That would be Watkins Glen, Michigan, Daytona, Talladega, Kansas, Martinsville, and Phoenix. So I'll be looking out for this in Michigan. I'll be going to Michigan, and I want to kind of see what this is all about. They had something like this down in Atlanta, but it wasn't at the same level. I think what they're bringing to the tracks now. This was something that was done between iRacing and Coca-Cola. They had a few simulators set up for iRacing there, but I think it'll be on a little bit of a bigger level at these next few races. So guys, what do you think about this? The games they'll be playing is Mario Kart, iRacing, Rocket League, and at one point, once it's ready, they'll have a demo of NASCAR 21, it sounds like.
So fans can call out the bugs with the game at the racetrack, just to get out the way.
They'll be like, hey, get over here. Look at this.
Hey, this is messed up. The tire miles back, all that. But no. So when I was younger, this is, in NASCAR's heyday, right? So like there was, a lot of corporate sponsors, and, some of these sponsors would bring out video games to the track. I remember playing NASCAR Thunder at LVMS as a kid, and also some iRacing, sitting in the seat, the whole simulator deal. It was a blast. But I've never heard of NASCAR, taking a very proactive step in this capacity, where it's like, it's their own official thing when it comes to video gaming at the racetrack, and it also pretty much enhances the at the track experience when you're just walking around and shopping and stuff. It's like, hey, we can play some video games and stuff too. I mean, as a fan, it's cool to see all of that stuff kind of coming back, and it's also cool to see NASCAR prioritizing that. Like, hey, they're at the track and stuff. Let's add some more features and stuff, that we had in our heyday, because I remember back when Sprint, it was the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. They had like a whole like dedicated center. Like it was like this big thing they built. You know, you could do like trivia to your left, and then iRacing to your right and stuff. It was a cool thing, and it's cool to see NASCAR, get back to that at the racetrack, to enhance the at the track experience.
Yeah, I think I remember going to Bristol one time, and there was this thing, and it was a Sprint, and it's like this big tractor trailer, and you just every like 8 or 9 of you go in, and it's like, ooh, what's in there? And it's like the old EA Sports simulators, but they kind of did an update to them, so where it's kind of
and they also had like tours and stuff. They show you what the car looks like. You got to change the tires on one of the things. It was like a whole cool thing. Now this NASCAR thing's just for video games specifically, but it's cool to see them do something like that again, though. It's cool.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. Sorry, Jared.
All good, man.
From the photos, it looks like it is going to be like a big trailer, a big hauler almost, that they park outside the facility that's going to be filled with all these things, and you're going to kind of have a pop-up built up around it. And I'm like, okay, that looks pretty neat. I think it's great. Video games are the way all four of us, or a large reason the four of us got into racing. So I think it's great to showcase, not just NASCAR games, but, games like Rocket League and iRacing that have a NASCAR element to them, obviously, as well as NASCAR 21, if and when it comes out. I think that's good stuff. It reminds me, Phoenix's garage experience that they built in the last couple of years. You go to the infield there last year, at least before COVID, they had some TV set up in the garage, like 20 feet away from where all the teams were working on the real race cars. So you could play as, I don't know, Martin Truex Jr. on this TV playing in the garage while Martin Truex Jr.'s team works on his real car 20 feet away behind you. And I thought that was a really cool visual. You could flip the car in the video game and look at James Small and be like, look what I did to you. I thought it was a really cool idea. So I like to see more of that, more interactive options and modern interactive things for fans to do at the track. I think it's cool. I'm glad they're doing it.
So what I like about this to start with is one, it is we've harped on this for so long about we need to get stuff to where we're accessible to younger fans, and we're better to have a younger fan in the race, but also for something for a younger fan who might not be the biggest race fan to have something right away outside the track that makes them immediately lifts them up. Because I'm looking at what they have here, right? Mario Kart. That's definitely just for having fun, not really caring too much, not serious racing whatsoever. Rocket League, a little bit older, generally, for fun, having fun with other people. Awesome.
Rocket League is not fun. Rocket League is serious business. Serious. What do you mean?
I've never played it.
It's as Claudia likes to call it, race car soccer.
I had a roommate my freshman year of college who all hours of the day was shouting at kids on Rocket League.
He was trying to make the league. He was
He was hoping to get drafted. I think. I don't know what was going on, but no. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
No, it's all good. But another one is iRacing, hardcore sim, right there, and then the demo, and probably once it's released, hopefully it's released before the end of the season, NASCAR 21 for that nice middle ground. I think it covers all bases. A lot of people can have fun with it as long as they keep it moving well. I think that's good. And then I look at the tracks that they're going to be at, and I find it interesting. You have Watkins Glen, Michigan, Daytona, right? So those are 3 of the 4 tracks leading up to the playoffs, building up a lot of hype. I think that Michigan and Watkins Glen are like a trial run. That way, when at Daytona with 100,000 people there, everything is running smoothly. Well, we got all the bugs worked out. Talladega, another big, highly attended race, another high-profile race. And again, with it being about a month after Daytona, I'm wondering if something gets announced in there, or if maybe that's when the 21 demo comes in. And then you got Kansas, Martinsville, Phoenix, last 3 races of the year, championship heats up. And I can tell you from being at Kansas and Martinsville, while they might not sell out, they have a very highly, not accepting, just highly hands-on crowd that loves to do stuff. A very fun atmosphere to be at, even compared to most other tracks. And then Phoenix, the finale, of course, already looks like it's sold out. So I like what they have. I think that for the most part, they have everything set out right to make this a really big thing. I hope this is something that's here to stay. I hope this isn't just some gimmick for the end of the year to get NASCAR 21 some press. I hope this is something that they keep for a good amount of time, because I think this is something that really can help build up a younger fan base and audience, especially those at the track.
Yep, agreed. Not a lot else to say about it, really. I just, the video games are fun.
It's gonna be
get them in front of more people.
It's gonna be fun. Like I said, me and Claudia, we're going to Michigan. We're flying out, and we're flying out on Friday the 20th. So I'm probably definitely gonna be highlighting this experience in my vlog. I want to see what it's like.
Who's your main in Mario Kart? Like, who's your go-to character?
Yoshi.
That does not surprise me.
I've always been a Luigi person.
Okay. What about you, Jared?
I'll be real. I don't play much, but Donkey Kong, I don't know. I'm not a gamer. I've established this.
You don't have to be a gamer to play Mario Kart. That's okay. I just can't fathom someone my age not playing Mario Kart every other week. It just feels like
I can't remember the last time I played Mario Kart.
Okay, like I don't play that often. I don't have a Switch or anything, but like for a long time. Anyway, I play as Toad. I like Toad. There we go. Okay. Well, at least we something.
Yeah.
I've redeemed myself somewhat.
now, as far as the NASCAR Next or NASCAR 21 video game, that's we're still waiting on some news with that. So we're
a lot of Dry Bones fans in the chat.
Getting a little worried, but we'll see what happens with it. So
I see I'm not the only one that picked Donkey Kong either.
Pink, Gold, Peach, get out of here.
Oh yeah, there's Golden Mario. There's also Silver Mario too.
Yeah, Tanuki Mario.
Oh yeah, Wario, of course. Okay.
Who's Who's Dry Bones? I'm not familiar with that.
He's like a little skeleton.
Koopa
dude.
Yep, yeah. Koopa. I love Koopa.
Wario.
Yeah, Shy Guy. Yes, Daddy Delivers. Yeah, Shy Guy.
Nice.
I like him too. There's also Baby Luigi, Baby Mario, Baby Princess Peach too.
There's so many random characters.
I know, dude. This is their job basically. It's like, hey, let's just think of some more characters.
We're out of characters. Let's just slap gold on Mario.
I just think it's funny, my girlfriend being a big gamer and all, and I'm pretty sure she's into Mario, and she's probably like watching this, being like, "You moron."
He's like probably oh my god, cheer, no.
Probably. I'm probably gonna hear about it after the show.
She's going for all the reasons, like, okay, he might not like games, but I still love him because of this and that.
She's talking herself off the ledge now.
She's in the bartering phase.
And I guess there was one more character I would always play as too. The other princess. She's like holding like the star and all that. I can't
Daisy? Oh no, Rosalina. No.
Was it Rosalina? Was that her
from
name?
Mario Galaxy?
Was he like? Oh yeah, Rosalina.
Yeah, she has the little star friend.
She has like the blue dress on and all that.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, Rosalina. Yeah, I play her all the time. So. Yep.
All right.
Good time.
Gamers.
Well, moving away from gaming, let's talk about everyone's favorite racing team, Ware Racing, saying that they will be fielding 2 competitive cars in 2022. What do we think of Mr. Ware's claims? And honestly, I'll just get the big person to say this. I could believe that Spire Motorsports will have a competitive car for Corey LaJoie before I'll believe that they'll have not just 1 but 2 competitive cars.
Wait. He said like competitive as in like, hey, we're gonna like maybe run top 15, like competitive.
Like what is his definition of competitive? Top 20?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. That I can believe. If it's like immediately running top 10, like no. But
I find it weird that he only said 2.
Yeah.
That's all it's their budget, I
got
guess.
some charters, so
yeah, I got some charters waiting for you guys.
You get a charter.
10 mil
a piece.
Get a charter. Both 10 million a piece.
No, that's the minimum they said was 10.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can up. That's
right. Billion.
So does he puts his son in a car, and then he puts Derek Cope in a car.
I want James Davison to be in a
just for the radio
competitive car.
Yeah.
No, especially I want him in a competitive car. Yeah. I think that would serve him really well,
especially on a road course.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to see what he can do on the road courses in a much more competitive ride. Now, that second car, and I mean, look, like Cody Ware in freaking IndyCar is pretty respectable. He's pretty damn good. Like in his one IndyCar start, he got top 20. He was on the lead lap for most of it.
And he's racing this weekend in Nashville.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as a Cup Series ride, though, it's like, I obviously think, he would get the second ride, obviously, but if I had a choice, I'd maybe look elsewhere and stuff. But obviously that's family. That's his son. So he's probably obviously going to give him the second.
NASCAR alert in the chat asks what manufacturer.
No, that's run Chevys and Fords kind of at random.
Well, yeah. So I didn't notice. I I notice a lot of times the cars are Ford, some of them are Chevys. Like the 51, I think it's always a Chevy because it's like a deal with Petty somehow. So
yeah, we'll they start putting them all together. You ever heard the song "One Piece at a Time" by Johnny Cash? It'll be like that. They'll just randomly grab different
62,
things.
63, 64,
65, 66, 67, 68, 69 automobile. Yeah, I don't personally believe they're going to be too awful competitive. I think that if they run top 20, that's good. I mean, you've seen so far that depending on the race, they do run from time to time top 25. If they mean running at the level of Spire, I can see that. If they mean running at the level of like every SHR car but Kevin Harvick, no.
Yeah, I mean, the next gen's obviously such a wild card. I feel hesitant to make any big predictions for next season, honestly, with just how unknown it is. But there comes a point where not everyone can be a top 20 team. Not everyone can be that competitive. And yeah, I'm sorry, Spire. I thought Spire was going to be a top 20 team this year, and they absolutely have not. I thought, Matt Tifft and BJ McLeod were like, oh yeah, we're not here to just ride around. We're here to get competitive, and they've been
they haven't
a 30th place car. Maybe next year. Maybe they're thinking next year. I don't know.
They have had some amazing paint schemes, but they've just been riding around.
But they're Rick Ware.
We'll see about next
level.
year, though.
Yeah. So I at least like to hear that him say the right things. That's what we want. We want Rick Ware Racing to try and be competitive, even if they're not actually going to end up competitive. We like to at least hear that they're trying. That doesn't, they may not actually try, but at least they're saying the right things. That's a good thing. If they really are just riding around 4 cars every week, then that doesn't help anyone but Rick Ware Racing. So at least now this maybe gives us some people to root for from time to time next season.
Yeah, and stay out of the DMs, right, Darian?
No, stay out of my friggin' DMs. Friggin' the other guy. Yeah, he knows who he is.
Yeah, well, that's basically all I had to really say on it. I think that I will say if they do end up doing well, like I'm willing to eat that just because, like what I said here, just because
they were good.
Yeah, the more competitive teams we have, the better. I would love if that top 30 rule like included over 30 competitive teams.
Yeah, no, I love that. If there was actually a guy who won at Daytona at the beginning of the year, but was 31st in points because there were just 35 good cars, and they just that'd be good. That'd be fun. So that becomes a battle.
I like what Colts Fanatic says in the chat. Just don't be a moving chicane.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just get it a little bit faster.
Don't be the speed bump at Daytona on the backstretch.
Yeah, or don't be Carson Ware in general. That's for sure.
Okay, I think it's a good time to move on.
Yes. Goodbye.
Let's talk about Watkins Glen.
Wait, there's an actual race this weekend?
Oh, there's a race, dude!
I've forgotten what this is like.
We get to make race picks and stuff again. Oh my god!
For everything.
We're at frickin' Watkins Glen.
Bro,
for the first time in what the hell was that?
I don't know.
Do it again.
I brought out my inner Irish, I guess.
Do it again.
Is that what that was?
That wasn't Irish.
That was, I don't know what it was, but it was something else.
It was so different, Danny. Wait, do it for us one more time.
We're going to frickin' Watkins Glen.
To the Glen.
You sound like an Indian telemarketer.
I thought I was doing Irish. I don't know.
Oh my god!
You were closer to Ugandan knuckles than Irish, man.
closer to the Black Panther, actually.
Anyways, we're going to Wakanda Glen.
Wakanda Glen.
Oh my god!
Forever.
Oh, this is great. But yeah,
we're going to Chase Elliott's playground.
Yeah, his playground. Oh, and it's also 3 years since I made that prediction. Chase Elliott's gonna win and all that. I don't know.
And he's going.
I forgot you did call Chase Elliott's first win.
I did.
I made a video telling us he was right.
And
yes, it's my least viewed on my channel now.
He's technically going for 3 wins in a row.
Good point.
Yeah, that's right. He is. Yes, we haven't raced here since 2019. Man, it's been a minute. So, yeah, I missed the Glen. It'll be good.
What we got this weekend, Danny?
Cup race will be Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch that on NBC Sports Network, the NBC Sports app, or you can listen to it on MRN. I'll probably be listening to it on MRN on the way back from my state fishing tournament this weekend. The Xfinity race will be Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch it on TV on CNBC, or you can watch it on the NBC Sports app or listen to it on MRN. The Truck Series are also racing at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. The truck race will be on FS1, of course, and you can listen to it on MRN. How's the weather?
Question, really quick before we get to it. If it's Chase Elliott's playground, according to the memes, is it the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, where Chase Elliott lives.
What was that?
I don't know.
What are we doing here?
I don't know, man.
What? Guys, I'm putting this. What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
No, we're not at Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. We're at freaking Watkins Glen. All right, how's the weather? How's the weather looking? And by the way, we do have rain tires if we need them. Saturday, high of 86 degrees. An afternoon thunderstorm is possible, only a 40% chance of rain. Sunday, high of 83. Afternoon thunderstorm is possible, only a 30% chance of rain. So the chances are probably not going to need the rain tires, but they're there in case we need them. Eric, you're kind of blurry for some reason.
Oh, why am I blurry? Hold on, I'm out of
focus.
Oh, there you go. That was weird. Censored. It was something explicit going on over here.
This is a little section that we're adding in, and I like this one. Darian's betting odds. So, Darian, take it away on the betting odds.
Yes, that's right. The betting odds. Let me pull them up.
Oh, wait.
Full immersion, ladies and gentlemen. Full immersion.
Well, while he's pulling them up, let's talk about the playoff cut line really quick, because that kind of goes in order. So right now there's 13 drivers with a win in the Cup Series. Denny Hamlin plus 283. I think he's still the regular season points leader by a slim margin over Kyle Larson. But then we talk about Kevin Harvick is 15th plus 82, and then it's Tyler Reddick in 16th, the last guy in, only 5 points ahead of his teammate Austin Dillon. Remember, Eric Almirola's win this in the last race completely blew up what was otherwise looking like an uninteresting playoff cut line. And then you got Chris Buescher 121 out, DiBenedetto 143, Chastain 144. Basically, everyone outside of Austin Dillon needs to win if they want to make the playoffs. So getting exciting with just 4 races to go. Do you have the betting odds?
I do have the betting odds.
Hit them with us.
That is the one thing I forgot in the itinerary, and me and Jarrett talked about it like last week. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Let me pull them up. So,
well, it only makes sense. You're the guy from Las Vegas with a betting capital of the world.
Exactly. And also shout out to the Garage Boys for getting me more into the betting side of things for NASCAR and really sports in general. So appreciate that. Go check out their content on Twitter and YouTube as well. But
going out of focus.
You're going out of focus. Okay, yeah, I thought I was going out of focus for a second. But anyways, here are the odds for the 2021 Go Bowling at the Glen. I'm going to read the fractional ones. Chase Elliott is a 2-1 favorite. 2-1. So they're saying he's a freaking guarantee at this point. And then second is Larson. His odds are 9-2. Third is Martin Truex Jr. 6-1. Fourth is Kyle Busch 15-2. And finally, Denny Hamlin rounds out the top 5 with 11-1 odds.
Larson being ahead of Truex, I find surprising because Truex, I feel like he's been the bridesmaid of Chase Elliott every year these last few years. And Kyle Larson was racing in those races.
Yeah.
Question. Who are the long shots?
I was about to say that. Here are some of the dark horses, some very interesting dark horses in here. Well, first off, Danny's boy Alex Bowman, 25-1. He's decent at the Glen, isn't he? He's not terrible.
He's good at road courses.
He's underrated on road courses. Like the Roval, his average finish was like 3 or something like that forever.
Yeah. Now this one kind of surprised me. Well, actually, no. He did win a race at Daytona earlier. Christopher Bell is 15-1. William Byron's 20-1, and some darker horses in the field. Daniel Suarez 80-1. Michael McDowell is 80-1. Now that's now if you're on like DraftKings, like put him down for like a top 10 finish, and you'll get a really nice payday. You know what I mean? So yeah,
he's like $2 on him.
Yeah, for sure.
50 cents.
You can do that. You can literally
$1 million.
You can literally bet a penny if you wanted to.
Yeah. Some other ones before we round this one out. Eric Almirola, the previous race winner, 100-1 odds. The cut line guy, Austin Dillon, 150-1 odds. And as I scroll all the way down here, the one with the biggest odds, a guy by the name of RC Anderson, 1,000 to 1 odds to win. I don't know what car he's in, but he's in the.
Put him down for a top 30.
Is he in the 78 this week?
I think he might be. He might be. Yeah.
I forgot. I saw that come up, but I forgot to see who he's. Or I don't remember who he's.
We get the occasional road course ringers every now and then, still, but like it's not as prevalent as they were back in the day.
I'll be really quick, kind of talking about road courses in general. Next year with the next gen car, with it driving more like a road course car, I have a feeling road course ringers might become more of a
Robbie
thing again.
Gordon, please come back. Robbie, please come back. Ron Fellows, Boris said, all you guys.
No, I'm just even new ones though.
Yeah, even the new guys.
Wouldn't it be cool to see like Ernie Francis do a race?
Yes, I want to see Ernie Francis in a stock car. So
I want to see Marcus Ambrose come back for a one-off.
I want to see him do that.
Yes.
Really quick, guys. RC is he's in the 15, and then Tilly is in
Kyle
the
Tilly. Is it Kyle Tilly, right?
Or Tilly,
Yes.
or Tilly. Yeah, okay, Tilly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Tilly.
Thanks,
Tilly,
chat.
Thanks, guys.
Entry list pulled up.
Yeah. But those are the odds, guys. So make your bets and choose wisely.
All right. Speaking of odds, my odds to win the pick points championship are trash.
Yeah, mine are too.
Coming into this week, Jarrett has 419 points. He is the leader. Eric is 36 back in second. The guests are 77 back in third. The chat is 89 back in fourth. Darian is fifth and 97 back, and I am sixth, 110 back.
Dang, man, all the time. I
thought that's funny.
I thought I was gonna have a freaking awesome season. I was bragging like, oh, here we go. I'm second in the points. I was minus 1 point behind the leader at one point early on in the season, and then it all just went downhill from here. So I've been scrambling.
Early on.
Yeah, I've been trying to freaking. I don't even remember when it was. It was so early, man. It might have been after 4 races or something.
I think it was like after Daytona.
No way. I think it was after like 4
Daytona
races,
road course or something.
or one of them. It was really early though. But
Darian, think about this. We're doing so bad. We're losing to the chat, who literally picked Kevin LePage one race this year.
I know, it's even worse. They take him from Vegas. That's even worse, dude. Like, you gotta pass them at least. But it's just, it's been that type of year. Hey, we're just doing this for fun. Let's try and spoil some of these guys' runs here from now on. We'll see.
Well, let's kick things off with. Are we starting with the truck series on Saturday afternoon?
I think we.
Or as I like to call it now, the twerp series with all the wrecking and all that stuff. The twerp series.
I hadn't heard that name for it.
I'm kidding. But no, the truck series, yes.
I hadn't heard the word twerp since like the Fairly Odd Parents intro.
Bad twerp.
Yeah, she calls him a twerp, right?
Yep.
I heard it in the movie Nightcrawler. Has anybody seen the movie Nightcrawler?
Oh, I haven't. Is that with like Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes, it is.
I haven't seen it. But
he got called a twerp.
Movie.
He got called a twerp by one of the guys. And I was
that's not about the Marvel character, is it?
No.
No.
It's something else. No.
It's really good, and it's like. I don't want to spoil it. It's really good. Anyway,
it's on Netflix.
Truck picks. Do you want me to just get the guests out of the way first? I have someone who we're actually going to talk about.
Yeah, let's do them first.
Yeah. Our guest pick is Zane Smith for the truck race.
Ooh, the mysterious guest pick.
Has Zane Smith won a race this year or no? Right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Damn. Okay.
I guess I'll go first of us if that's okay.
Go ahead.
I'm antsy. I'm jumping at the bit. Actually, this truck pick I'm not that excited about. I mean, I am because I think he's going to win, but it's not that exciting. I'll just go with John Hunter Nemechek. He's had 3 weeks to rest.
I was about to say John Hunter Nemechek, bro. That's basically like a Cup guy in the truck series, pretty much.
Yeah, there is no Kyle Busch, or I don't think there's any Cup guys on the schedule for the truck race. They're not allowed, as Chastain found out.
Well, hold on. I thought I saw something where like they change their minds or something, but I could be wrong or something. I don't know.
Chastain is not in it, but I will double check.
He's supposed to not be.
No, I thought I saw like his brother's racing or something, right?
It's like
okay.
Like Chad Chastain is in the 45.
Chastain. Okay, so I confused them. Okay, so Chad Chastain's in it.
All right, I'm going with the guy who I think statistically is, for the most part, has been the best truck series driver on the road courses. Has run really fast at all of them, led laps at all of them. I'm going Sheldon Creed.
That was a close second pick for me, but
that's a good one.
I am going with Todd Gilliland.
Nice pick.
Eric's just happy Jarrett picked someone different because that's been Eric's situation. Yeah,
I need to take some shots at him.
I have I have a feeling a few picks might be different this time around. But who's the chat guy? I'm seeing a lot of Creeds.
Yeah, I see a lot of Creeds too. Yeah, I see Creeds.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Chad Chastain coming in.
I think they were just telling us who it was.
Yeah. There's
for the truck.
They're not going.
I'm counting it. I'm counting Chad Chastain.
We're gonna count.
I think it's Creed. It looks like it's Sheldon. One for Norm for good measure, but it looks like Sheldon.
Yes.
Of course. Oh yeah, the last truck race he got a top 20, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. So he's coming up on top 20.
He's got him right where he wants him.
He's got the momentum. He's got the momentum, man. And didn't he finish ahead of Deegan? Like Deegan got 22nd, I think, right?
That was Knoxville.
Hey, even more. Hey, even better. I don't know, but
that race exists in like the Twilight Zone.
Hey, I just wanted to point this out because we didn't really talk about this. Michael Annett being back is still. He missed what, 2 races?
Yes.
Yeah. He's still
Please tell me.
He's still ahead of Riley Herbst in the standings.
Why would you do that? Why would you say that?
It's so random. That was so random, bro.
He's just like, we haven't slammed Riley Herbst in this episode. Let's just get that in real quick.
Well, no, we're moving to the Xfinity series, and I was like, we need to bring this up at some point, though.
But Creed's the pick for the chat, though.
Oh, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we already said that, but
No. Oh my goodness.
So the guest pick for Xfinity is Austin Cindric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not bad.
Ty Gibbs
not good either.
Is Ty Gibbs in this race?
He is, I think, isn't he? Isn't he racing this week? I thought about picking Ty Gibbs, but I'm going to go with his arch nemesis or something, AJ Allmendinger. Got to go with AJ at the Glen.
You know what? I've sucked this year, so I'll just make the same pick as Eric. Yeah, AJ. We're going to do this together, Eric. AJ Allmendinger together.
All right.
Well, you're making the same decision together with me as well, because I thought y'all were gonna pick Cindric, so I was gonna have a big brain move and get Allmendinger, but I'm getting Allmendinger too.
Massive cranium.
Wait, you mean he's sitting there all by himself? Austin Cindric for me.
Yeah.
Nobody's taken Ty Gibbs. Is this the first time he's been in a race that we haven't all swooped in and grabbed him?
Bless you.
Thank you. I don't trust him here.
Let's look at the chat. Wow.
Isn't he running the ARCA race a couple days before or the day before?
Well, okay, that doesn't count though.
Yeah, I'm saying he's going to have some laps before.
He'll have some seat time, I guess. But it's ARCA. It's ARCA.
I know.
It doesn't count.
It's seat time, but it's ARCA, so it's not bad.
Cindric?
I think it's Cindric.
That looks like Cindric to me.
We're literally split in half again.
I love it.
It's like Cindric to me all the way.
We don't have a guest cup suck pick, by the way.
That's okay. That's not for points anyways.
Wait,
I know who our guest is. I'll spoil it a little bit, but let's just say Eric Almirola is his suck pick.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm writing it down.
Okay, that might have given away, but that
well, we're gonna announce in like 5 minutes anyway.
You'll probably know now. That was dirty.
Bro.
No, identify it.
Now they should know. They should know.
All right. Well, my suck pick is going to, for the Cup Series, we moved on to the Cup Series now. My suck pick, I'm going to go with Austin Dillon. I forget his numbers, but his numbers are pretty lousy at road courses. I think he got a top 15 earlier this year. He did get a top 15 finally, but that was like his first. So
yeah, that's about it.
Colts Fanatic says Ty Gibbs is racing. Well, that's too late. My suck pick is Denny Hamlin. I know he's won here, but this hasn't been one of his better tracks. And just it feels like a Denny Hamlin thing to lose the regular season points lead the first week back.
Congrats to Matty D and all for getting baptized as personal thing. That's pretty cool, but he's gonna suck at Watkins Glen.
Damn.
Hey, good guy.
What a transition.
hey, congrats on finding your eternal happiness and forever spot in the kingdom next to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But you're going to suck at Watkins Glen.
You're going to suck, bro. Yeah,
you might be good in heaven, but you're going to suck at the Glen.
Hey, look, no amount of prayers are going to keep you out of the wall this week. That's all.
Look, I don't know. I find Matty D very hit or miss on these road courses sometimes. Sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses. And I think he'll have a big miss this weekend. We'll see.
I think that's fair. All right. Who's the chats suck? I look up and see a couple for Cole Custer, but I don't know if I doubt that's the consensus.
Well, not everyone's picked yet.
By the way.
My bad. Did I skip Jarrett? Sorry, Jarrett.
No, I did my pick. I'm just saying if they pick Elliott, they can't pick him for a win pick then.
Danny hasn't picked.
Yeah, no.
My bad, Danny.
I was talking about myself.
I know. I'm saying I see a lot of suck for Elliott.
Careful, Chet.
For my suck pick, he's going to drop from second, and I don't know where he's going to go, but Joe Logano's going to suck.
Ooh.
You going to be Slogano this week?
Stan fraud. What?
Stan fraud. Ricky Stan fraud.
Actually, I'm seeing a lot for Cole Custer in the chat. It might actually be Cole Custer. Kind of random, but okay.
Well, it's the same person.
Oh, I've seen at least 2 or 3 different people.
I've seen a few different people.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing the same one put Custer over and over again.
Okay, now I'm starting to see that.
That's actually I'll be real, it's actually kind of even this time.
Yeah, I can't really tell. Them apart.
I had like Austin in the chat. I swear if we pick Chase to suck.
He's just like, I don't even associate with this team anymore. Like I don't even watch this show anymore, bro.
Austin will now be his own team. Nah, but I've seen Bubba, Custer, and Dylan. Now we got 2 for Briscoe. This is tough. This is tough.
There's a few for Logano.
Now there's 2 more for Custer.
See, they're just picking Elliott just for the whole meme thing. No, we're not going to put him there.
I mean, if they pick him, they pick him.
Yeah. But...
Okay, I'm starting to see more Custer now.
Yeah.
Bust Mickey. What are these words? What are y'all doing? You're just taking 2 words and sticking them together.
They just put them in the names.
I just give them Cole Custer. It doesn't matter that much. They're probably not going to pick Custer to win.
Cole Custer.
No.
Yeah.
Watch them pick him just to spite you.
Every round, the chat's just Custer.
Well, you know what's funny is that the guest dark horse pick is Cole Custer.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's a perfect.
Yikes!
I'll go with Ross Chastain. He's had a couple solid runs at road courses this year. I think this announcement this week has reinvigorated him. If he needed that, which he probably didn't need that, so I'll go with Chastain. Gets a top 5.
I'll go with Michael. Oh, no, I forgot. Yeah, sorry. I forgot the order. Sorry about that.
No, we don't have an order.
Oh, okay. Just read them. Michael Order. Or no, Michael Order. What the hell? Oh, my God. No, I messed it up. Michael McDowell. God damn.
Michael Order?
Michael Order? Michael Orr? What?
And that is a pick from Black. Black Flags Matter.
What? But yeah, Michael McDowell, 80-1 odds. We all know his road course skills. Put him in on DraftKings. You'll make some money this weekend. So Michael McDowell, my dark horse. I hate your betting advice, Darren. The worst betting advice.
I lost 50 cents.
All right. This guy has been pretty solid at the road courses. I've been jumping on his hype train. Even though it's not for the greatest stat, but still a pretty good stat of finishing in the top half of the field since Dirt Bristol. I talked about him earlier. I'm going Tyler Reddick as my dark horse pick. I think he'll get a solid top 10, and if something happens to Harvick, we'll be right there behind him in points.
I am going with my boy Alex Bowman for an underdog. He's never really been in contention for a win at road courses, but he usually puts up some good performances. He's starting 10th, so track position could be on his side, and it usually does pretty good for him. So I'm picking him for an underdog.
That's a good underdog pick. And I have a question. Would Michael Order be for our racing?
Yeah, so Michael Order. No, Michael Order and Todd Blue teaming up for our motorsports.
But what does Michael order exactly?
I don't know. You gotta ask him. You gotta ask. Yeah, he orders everyone around, I guess.
Let's see what the chat.
I think the chat's been going Suarez. I see a lot of 99s.
That's all I've been seeing. I've been seeing the whole time.
I love it. He blew a transmission the last time they raced at a road course on lap 2. But I mean, I'd love to see Suarez do well.
I mean, it's looking like Suarez might be the pick.
Go for it. Take a gamble.
Suarez,
well, you know what? You want to hear what's funny about that? The chat is always like one step behind the guest pick because the guest pick for Cup is Suarez.
Oh my God, what is he doing? We're gonna have a talk with him after the show. What is he? I mean, I love Daniel Suarez as much as the next guy, but my goodness. Now, Jarrett.
Y'all can go first if y'all want.
I really don't want to pick the same guy as you.
Y'all go first.
You want me to go first then?
Sure, go ahead.
Chase Elliott.
Okay, good. I was going to go with Martin Truex Jr.
Okay, cool.
Martin Truex Jr. is going to win. He's finished second, I think, 2 straight races, and he's finished first. He's finished top 3 in his last 3 Watkins Glen races. First, and then he's finished second to Chase twice in a row. I think he gets it done. I think Martin Truex Jr. is going to win. This weekend.
He's not going to flip in the rain like he did at Coda.
I think the weather looked pretty dry. I don't think he's going to hit the wall in the rain like he did in New Hampshire, or he's going to get rear-ended. Or did he rear-end somebody, or did he get whatever happened in Dakota? It literally happened in front of me, and I didn't see it. So
I was getting queso fries, and then I hear everybody go, "Oh!" I'm like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "I'm missing everything."
I literally
queso fries.
I was watching the battle for the lead, and about 8 seconds go by, and I just happened to look to my left, and there he is on fire. I'm like, what?
How that happened?
He was like halfway out of his car at that point. I'm like, what happened?
And then he flipped off the camera too. That was even better.
Yeah, good times. Bad times.
I'm going to go ahead and jump in front of Darren here because I'm also with Eric. I'm saying Martin Truex Jr. for the win this weekend.
Okay. I might as
big,
well,
Jarrett.
I might as well go with Chase Elliott. Can't miss here. Haven't raced here since 2019. Some are gonna, he'll have, the best muscle memory out of everybody, or track memory, whatever you want to call it. So Chase Elliott.
Chat's interesting. I think they're leaning Chase Elliott. Actually, no, I think they're definitely going Chase Elliott. But it was closer for a second than I thought it was going to be.
No, let's be sure. There's a lot of rowdy too.
Yeah, I was saying at Kyle Busch there was a good amount at first, but it's.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. He's okay here. This isn't a track that I think of him always going to win, though.
Man.
He's always in contention, but yeah, a win is certainly not a foregone conclusion.
Look at the check go. Damn.
Yeah. They're scurrying like little ants.
I'm like trying. Oh, yeah, same here. I'm like trying to keep track. There's a lot of KFBs right there, a lot of MTJs, a lot of 9s.
Boris said what? Boris said what?
Give him Boris set? No, we can't.
I think it's Elliott.
Yeah.
It's definitely Kyle Busch caught up, but I think Chase is probably what they want.
T-Pain.
Watch that be how the actual race results are. Kyle Busch caught up a little bit, but Chase Elliott got it.
You want to hear something kind of crazy, though, is every one of us, including the guest, picked a pick whose car number has a 9 in it.
Oh,
wow.
Interesting.
Elliott, Truex, and Suarez. So, well, that's it for picks. We do have okay. I want to go over one thing because I know a lot of people didn't see it last week. I know the Spotify people heard it, but I want to make sure that this goes over again. At Daytona, we're having a lot of people there for a meetup. No matter what happens, urinating tree and 5 points vids and Emp Lemon will be at the track, just letting everybody know. So if you're going or want to meet them, or if you're on the fence and maybe that's something that can push you towards it, there's something for you.
So the meetup will either be a good meetup or it'll be a socially distant meetup, depending on what the rules are.
We'll go to Hooters across the street.
Let's go to Hooters. With Barbara.
No, don't go back there. Don't go back there.
Oh, yeah, because they messed up Danny and Claudia's order. That's right.
See, I wasn't a part of that Daytona.
Everyone was done.
Hooters
Everyone was done eating, and then we got our food.
Yeah,
maybe Hooters.
Maybe we can see if we can find Ryan Blaney and his girlfriend will get special treatment for us.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know, but another announcement here, big one coming up. As you guys know, we're very into esports, online iRacing. I got my right now my NR Night in America T-shirt.
Shout out to IDK player, aka Jonathan, bro. That's the
AKA also the guest picker. So Wednesday night, August 25th, the Wednesday before that Daytona race, we are going to actually, directly after the NASCAR Weekly Podcast that night, we're actually going to be kind of hosting a big iRacing event, the NWP 400. It'll be on IDK's channel, and there's a few cool things about this one. It'll be at Talladega. It'll be COT cars. Might be throwback. We'll iron out everything when it comes to paint schemes and stuff like that. But it is unrestricted at Talladega.
Unrestricted.
Top speeds around 245 to 250. It'll be 150 laps, aka 400 miles. So we hope that all of you guys can come in for that for NR Night in America. It'll lead right into a lot of the cool stuff we have planned for the Daytona weekend. Again, right after the podcast. I think IDK actually would be on that night.
Yeah.
I can tell you what, it's a great show. It's definitely different than a lot of the NASCAR heat shows IDK used to do. It's a good mix of comedy, of serious racing. They trust me. I've seen some of the stuff they do behind the scenes with this. It's nuts how much preparation they put into these races. And it's just going to be fun. It's going to have, I don't think we'll be on it, but we'll be in the chat. We might actually have a few more people in the chat that you might want to tune in for, just saying. So I got to say, it's going to be a blast. I've seen one of the shorter races that they've done at Talladega unrestricted with the COTs. I've not seen a race this long. It'll actually be the longest race that IDK has ever hosted, so God help his voice. It is, again, Enter Night in America, bar none, the best iRacing events you can see on YouTube. It's going to be fun, man.
They had a literal tie the other night in one of his races.
I had
like
to
an
call
actual tie. We were like in the chat trying to like look up the rules for him to determine who won because it was an actual tie.
It was close. It was really close, man.
So you're not going to miss it. What night? That's August 25th. So just a few short weeks away.
After the podcast, we will transition over there. So
3 weeks.
Yeah, so podcast will be on my channel August 25th, and then transition over to IDK for the race. And
you probably got to run too because aren't you going to be racing?
Yeah. And I'm not really good with the whole unrestricted stuff too, so I have to get some practice in. I always end up wrecking. I'm sorry, I just can't avoid
tires.
You have to lift at that point. Like you actually at a point where you have to lift.
Yeah, sometimes you have to
in
lift
the run.
A little bit. Yeah.
Well, at first no, but you drift up the track so much. You have to conserve tires.
These cars. Oh, go ahead.
Well, what I like about it is that it's a race that both has a ton of speed. You have that draft effect, but at the same time, you have to be an intelligent racer with it. So
these cars go 233 just in qualifying alone for the single car runs. Like they're fast. So in the draft, 240, 250 miles per hour. It's going to be tough to handle sometimes.
It's so fast that the iRacing servers can't register at first when a car hits the wall. It's so fast. And trust me, these guys are absolutely great. So be sure to watch that. Let's see if we can break some records with viewership all around that night on everybody's channel. Let's just have a good old time.
Hey, I'm not an iRacing bus, GN. Come on now, I gotta win. I have an NR.
Prove them wrong, Darian.
Yeah. Look at my average finish rating in NR Night in America.
And by the way, when Danny gets done with the super chats here, we do have an announcement of a specific guest that we're going to be having for next week too. So don't turn off just yet. But I think that's a good way. Danny, roll into it. What do these people in the chat got to say?
Well, because we are funded by viewers like you, thank you.
Thank you.
We have to finish off, and we last read from Platinum Paradise. That means we're going to be picking up with the Avatar Cora. Hashtag the Avatar stands of Jar Jar. Appreciate the $4.99. The Avatar issued a statement condemning Darian's treatment of Jar Jar and demands Darian apologize. Hashtag the Avatar stands of Jar Jar. Darian, what do you have to say?
Oh my gosh, Jar Jar's so annoying, man. You guys, why do you guys not find him annoying, bro? Now that I watch Star Wars, oh my god, I'm talking to the chat. Jeez, y'all are nuts.
This is just simply 99 cents, no comment. I think the name is enough for comment. Boo Harvick, apologize Darian, hashtag I stand up Jar Jar. Alex Viveros, appreciate the generous $20. NASCAR got soft. David Reagan was horrible at Martinsville in 2006. They wanted to run the next week and NASCAR said no to Roush. Why NASCAR can't do that with other drivers in similar spots right now, I will never know. You run the sport, act like the boss.
Money!
Yeah, fair enough. KR Williams 3876, no comment, just appreciate the 99 cents. Hope you're having a good night and thanks for watching the stream. I saw this one earlier, but I think they retracted what they said. But $4.99 from Hot Piss.
Oh yeah,
the hottest.
Appreciate the $4.99, Mr. Hot Piss. or Madam Hot Piss, I don't know.
I don't know that.
Chex Mix 97, appreciate the $5. Does anyone notice that the next gen car looks like bigger versions of the Pinty series cars? That's
Pinty?
fair.
Pinty.
Pinty.
The Pinty series.
Pinties, however it is.
Pinties.
Tomato.
Tomato.
But anyways, the cars, do they look kind of similar?
In a way.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but not like too much, I guess.
Not terribly.
I mean, the only it's a stock car. I mean, that's the only.
It's a race car.
Yeah, it's a race car. You know.
Yeah, a race car is a race car.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Averos, appreciate the extra $2. Eric knows me and Lionel deal. He saw my collection. Eric, do you recall seeing this?
Yes, he sent me a video of his. He said he had like 1,500 164 scale cars or something.
Dang.
He sent me like photos of like bins full of them. My gosh,
Damn.
massive.
That's a lot.
Dang, I thought I had a big down there. What?
Adam Stern with the Stern bomb says Haley Deegan says she hopes to make her NASCAR Xfinity debut next year in a few races, on top of already running full time again in the Truck Series. So let's be real, Deegan's going to be in the Xfinity for a race or two probably next year.
Yeah.
Wonder who she'll race for. A one-off for SHR maybe?
I don't know.
Could be.
I'm not
It'll be a
gonna
Ford
sure.
team. It'll be a Ford team.
We'll see. That's surprising. I don't mean to derail. It's not surprising. I think a few starts is okay. I'd like to have seen more from her this year so far. I think we've all said, the couple of big races we've had circled for her, the 2 dirt races, she's significantly disappointed in, especially. So I think the only moment this year where I've said, oh, Haley Deegan, she's got something, was Kansas, where she ran like 8th most of the race. Other than that, she's been kind of everywhere else. So we'll see. I think it's smart. I'm glad that it sounds like she's full-time in trucks again. That's good. That's the right move. A few Xfinity starts, go for it. I don't think that'll hurt anything. It's just more experience.
Yeah. Experience, I guess. Alexander Gameson, appreciate the Canadian $5. If you became drivers, what would your manufacturer, number, sponsor, and motorsports name be? Also, what would your helmet look like? I'm not picking on a helmet. I'd just be a helmet, I guess. Manufacturer, I would drive Chevy. Number, I would drive. I don't know. I'm gonna take the 44. I'm gonna take the 44. Sponsor, Bass Pro Shops. Motorsports name, I don't know. I got signed to Hendrick. I don't know.
Groovy Motorsports. We're a 4-car team.
I already have my own team on iRacing. BFM Motorsports, the 25 Chevy in all the categories. And yeah, that's it. That's my team. But yeah, I guess it would be the same for me in real life. You know, the same paint scheme, sponsor, myself, Chevy, all that stuff. So.
I've always liked the number 44, so you stole mine, Danny.
Oh, gosh.
Oh God.
We will fight to the death drag race for it.
I mean, you can have the 71, an invert of the 17.
That's disgusting. I can't even believe you would say that. That's wow.
How dare you discredit Dave Marcus, sir?
Oh my god. I think of like Andy Lally when I think of the 71. That's how how far back my memory goes.
I would obviously take the 8. My sponsor,
Budweiser.
I'll go with no. Killian's, because they have a nice maroon, very metallic color to it. I think an 8 car with that would be awesome. My team name, I'm going to do the same one I used to do when I was like 5 years old playing, or like 7, I should say, playing the old Thunder games. Raptors Racing, because I like dinosaurs. And then what was the other parameters?
Say manufacturer, number, sponsor, motorsports name, and what would your helmet look like?
I would have a solid gold helmet like the ones that my old high school team had at Boylan, because I like the way they look. Yeah, they're kind of like Notre Dame's helmet, but they're a little more matted over, I guess you'd say. It's not as like shiny. I always loved how those helmets looked, and I think that would be pretty badass to have as a helmet.
I would just have the BFM colors on my helmet. I don't know how it would be, but make it look cool somehow.
I'd wear a bicycle helmet. Like Velcro under the head.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Open face helmet, man. I'm throwing it back.
The Jimmy Spencer, yeah.
Big goggles.
But yeah, I like that question. That's a good one.
Cool. Moving on, from $5 from Josh Berry's Lawn Care and Bird Feeders.
Gotta love that.
So I have a confession to make. I thought the reason Joey Logano was called sliced bread was because he had the personality of sliced bread.
No, Mark Martin coined that phrase because he was the best thing since sliced bread.
Wow. Wow.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Dylan Miller 26, appreciate the Canadian $2. Toronto straight race with Pinty Series, Pinty's whatever, doubleheader.
I love it.
Go for it. I love it. Give Pinty Series more exposure if they pair it up with an Xfinity or Cup weekend. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
Groovy Goose, $1.99, appreciate that. NASCAR feuds, Darian Gilliam versus Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, we're gonna fight to the death. Basically, I'm gonna choke his long neck. Basically.
Wow. Jeez. This is what happens when you go the 2 hour mark.
Darian has been converted to a true Star Wars fan.
Yeah. Well, no, now that Jared showed me like the movies, like he just kept progressively getting more annoying and annoying as the movies went along. And I was just like, I don't like this guy.
At least he didn't have a line in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, thank goodness.
All he had to do in that one was just walk sad at the death of Padme.
Yeah, like get off the street.
Spoiler alert! I haven't seen
it. Okay.
You were down there when we watched it.
I think
I remember.
Is that the one I watched?
Did he go
to the one with Anakin and Obi-Wan?
Right, I'll be honest. I don't know
if you haven't watched it at this point,
it's only 16. Like 20. It's only 20 years old. I have time. Come on now. 16 years, even counting. Less.
Close enough.
Okay.
We won't spoil the Clone Wars yet.
The TV show?
Yes.
I haven't seen that either.
Well, did you see the part where?
See the part where Ahsoka?
Too much.
Oh, my ears. Too much info.
Eric's like, who's that?
Who?
So is Darian.
Who me?
Is she the chick with 2 lightsabers?
Okay.
There's a few of those.
Yeah.
Why do some of them get
right?
2?
She's the orange one, right?
Orange chick.
Yes.
Yeah. You at least know that much. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get back to the super chats. Josh Berry, Lawn Care, and Bird Feeders. Appreciate the $5. Do you guys think Ty Dillon could get some more races in the college car with Bass Pro, or do you think he's out of sport next year? Honestly, I don't see where he goes at all.
I don't know what he's doing. Ty
Dillon.
Oh, he'll a few one-offs here and there. That's probably it.
Yeah, he'll be a plug-and-play driver, I think.
Start uploading to your YouTube channel again. I actually like those when he did.
We need more NASCAR YouTube.
Like, just become a straight-up NASCAR driver turned NASCAR YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like Denny.
I found out today the girl, the Regina Servant, who was on, shout out to Noah C. Cornelius, his podcast night.
She's got a massive following.
I didn't realize she has 200,000 Instagram followers.
Yeah, she's got a massive
went over there. I was like, what on earth? So big deal over there.
Yeah.
All right. Next are $5 from Josh Berry, Lawn Care, and Bird Feeders. Very generous, and I appreciate that. Jarrett, you and me can learn and master Rocket League together, and then we can challenge Eric and the Groovy Gang on stream one of these nights.
You'll beat me after a couple hours of practice. That's all it'll take.
I got to get Rocket League first.
I have Rocket League for PS4. GN, appreciate the $2. The only Mickey Mouse wins are at Walt Disney World Speedway.
Disney! Yes.
Then that's closed.
Yeah,
so you'll see the Mickey Winners Hall of Fame.
If you try to even look at it, security will escort you out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
sorry, Cody.
Need to have a dedicated Mickey Winners Hall of Fame for every Mickey Mouse winner from all sports ever.
This is from just Dude. Canadian $2.79. Appreciate the Canadian $2.79. Creed the band or Creed the driver?
Can you take me higher?
I immediately knew that was when he started singing that song. I don't know the rest.
Alexander Gamerson, appreciate the Canadian $5. Point of view, you're NASCAR. You have 2 title picks. Amazon and Walmart. Which would you pick?
Amazon. Well, I don't really like Amazon. I don't know.
But title sponsors, like the Amazon Cup.
I'm more confused at what that means.
Yeah, I don't. I'm assuming he means title sponsor.
Amazon, because they'll choke out the rest of the competition.
That's what I'm saying. So I guess Amazon, sure. I don't know. I don't really like Amazon or Walmart, though.
Let's go with Amazon. Next are $5 from the very generous tonight, Josh Bear, Lawn Care, and Bird Feeders. Appreciate that. Jar Jar Binks should challenge Darian to an iRace.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Alexander Gamerson, Canadian $2. Eric, why did Larson sound like a kid in your NASCAR parodies?
Because he was a kid. He still
looks like a kid, bro. Yeah.
If he shaved that scruffy little, not even scruffy, that little shadowy beard, he'd look like he was 15 years old again.
For real.
You should do at least one of those a year. I miss those.
I can't do that voice anymore. At least not easily.
Can't get it. Yeah, can't get it. Or everybody!
It's literally just what's the most annoying noise you can make with your mouth? That's me.
I feel like that's gonna get clipped if anything. Just everyone shouting like that.
I hope so. That's what we aim. We aim for gifts on this show.
It'll be like the old late night show where the host and Craig Ferguson and Robin Williams just kept getting higher and higher voices all the way up.
That sounds funny.
It is amazing.
Andrew Meyer, appreciate the $5. NASCAR trademark. This super chat will be revoked for copyright infringement.
That's right. We didn't have. I forgot to put that in the lightning round.
I'll be honest with you. I'm happy for what that means for Nashville's chances of keeping NASCAR here. I don't like the term NASCAR.
Now Pitbull needs to coin. He needs to mark the trademark Cashville now as well because he said that too.
Don't call it Nashville. We call it Cashville.
I just see that very, very cheesy, honestly. But that's just me.
Hey, at least they're like all in with the market.
Did y'all get the T-shirt or whatever? Because they sent me a NASCAR T-shirt.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, it was too small for me, so Claudia got that.
Oh, it was a little small on me too. It's a tight shirt.
Yeah, I got him.
That's for NASCAR Weekly Podcast After Dark.
I got a medium. Hey, it's perfect. I'm a medium. So that's perfect for me. Not too big.
Cashville.
Let's see.
Cashville.
Moving on from $2 from MVR owner. Hope you're doing good. Seeing you a lot in the chat tonight. Trivia. How many poles does Richard Petty have?
That again, you kind of went out on my end.
Yeah, you kind of went out. Say it again.
How many pole awards does Richard Petty have?
Oh, I actually know this one.
7.
123. 1, 2, 3.
That actually, I believe that is correct. I knew it was in the low 100s.
Yeah.
I want to see if the chat gets it right.
Well, I mean, you already said it, so.
Oh, they're delayed a little bit. Oh, well,
somebody
said
said
127.
I want to see him fact check me.
He's a lot of them think it's 127.
Whoa.
120. It's the same. Well, same one.
They're saying it's 127.
It's the same person.
I don't know. Are you sure? Are you sure you're right about this, Jarrett?
I might be wrong. I thought it was 123 though. Hold on, let me look it up.
Let me
look it up.
Fact check.
All right. Anyways, I'm going straight. Right. I'm going straight to this most recent.
123. I was right.
You are correct. Nice. Good job, Jarrett.
I'm going straight to this most recent super chat. Another $5 from Josh Berry, Lawn Care and Bird Feeders. Eric, if you do a parody video again, and if Kyle Larson wins the Cup this year, you should give him a deep voice and have him say, "He's a winning man now."
There's a lot of ifs right there.
He's a winning man. He's got to make it to the round of 8 first.
I should just digitally pitch his voice down to an obnoxiously low octave, so it's just the polar opposite from his old voice.
It's like here comes Chase Elliott. Well, hey Kyle, how's your season going? Oh,
you literally can't even hear it. The waves are too far apart.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It'll sound like the one we were watching at Daytona, Darian, in the car on the way there. Take the gluten out the bread. Take the gluten out the bread.
I can't get that deep. I wish I could get that deep.
Boneless pizza. I don't want no bones in my pizza. Anyway, do that voice.
Another $5 from Josh Berry, Lawn Care and Bird Feeders. Stay awake, Darian. I love you, is what he says.
Wait, what did it say? Wait, hold on. What did it say again?
Stay awake,
Stay
Darian.
awake.
I love you.
I am getting a little tired. Yeah. I'm doing my best.
Josh Berry.
Almost there.
Josh Berry, Lawn Care and Bird Feeders, another $5. Quit spoiling Star Wars for Eric, Danny. I'm sorry. Okay? I just had to tell him about how Darth Vader, killed the clone troopers.
I don't know. He did something. They did something.
Is he joking? Like, does he actually not do that? Like, is that something that happens? I don't even know what's a clone trooper. What the hell is that? Just making things up now.
He's making things up as he goes.
They're just writing fan fiction here. What is this?
You mean you don't know the story of General Grievous and how he helped Luke Skywalker?
I do know General Grievous. He's the robo dude with a billion lightsabers in that one YouTube video, that one YouTube edit that you've probably seen, Jared.
Where he turns them all on and he gets disintegrated. You fool!
That always pops up in my recommended for some reason. I don't know why. I don't really watch Star Wars videos.
After the show, I'm going to show you the best edit of that scene with Obi-Wan. It's the absolute best.
Is this true? Darth Vader is Luke's father. I'm sorry, I couldn't say that straight face. Let's get to a bit.
Luke, I am your father's roommate.
He's his father. No way. You get It's like blast back to like 1981 or whenever that movie came out.
Or like 70 something or where, I don't know.
But never forget that before they found out, Luke Skywalker kissed his sister.
Sweet home Alabama.
Sweet home Tatooine.
I want to hear John Williams cover Sweet Home Alabama. Make an orchestral arrangement for it.
Hey, let's face
Look that up. Does that exist by any chance? What are the odds?
Let's face it, Tatooine would be the Alabama of that universe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what?
It's the Boondocks.
Anyway, we got any more?
Yes, we got two more. Whiskey Fox 31, appreciate the $2 Canadian. Lots of Canadians tonight. Now we need a cup race. Sure.
Yeah, I'll do.
Cool. You need to let a race happen at all right now.
You need it. Yeah. You need to open up your country a little bit more.
Just a little bit, just enough to get
just a tad bit.
Just get some race cars over there. Anon, $1.99. Appreciate that. Which city would make the perfect circuit? Ideally, Nashville, and they're doing it this weekend for IndyCar.
Yeah. Speaking of the devil, I'd like to see a street course in Seattle. I'd like to see the turnout for that. There's some race fans up in the what do you call it? Pacific Northwest or wherever.
Yep.
I think it's okay. Just making sure I got that right. I usually get those types of things wrong usually. So, yep. Seattle.
I'm listening to an orchestral version of Sweet Home Alabama, but it doesn't sound very Star Wars at the moment. It's just...
Okay, I gotta look that up later. Anyways, that is it for the Super Chats tonight. Guys, you can join us again next week. There'll be lots of more fun. There'll be lots of more laughter. Why
does that sound like Jar Jar Binks? There'll be lots of more. I laugh at
You're gonna have lots of fun next week.
You're gonna have so much fun on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. We will be on the Eric Estep Out of the Groove Podcast Network channel creator. Man, he made this whole network thing
happen and all that.
He's like 7 feet tall. You should go subscribe to his channel. You probably are. If you found my channel, I don't know how you didn't find his channel at this point.
We live literally right next to our channels, our neighbors.
Yeah, basically.
Like, you see this box? We literally live in these boxes, guys.
Yeah, he's right over there. I can hear. High five, Danny. And oh man, just smack me in the face. Why don't you? Goodness.
Well, we'll be on Eric's channel next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central, and we'll actually have a interview set up for you guys, so you can leave. You want to be the first in line to leave questions for this person. We'll leave them in the chat, or not the chat, the comments, I should say. We'll have Carson Hocevar on.
Carson Hocevar. Oh my God.
I picked him. He was the first truck driver I picked in our little fantasy draft. He has a lot of potential. Yeah. And he's very tall, like Eric too. Not as tall, but he's really tall.
He's tall. He's a tall glass of water.
His crew chief is actually Brian Kozlowski, guys. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Wait, no, that's Dawson Cram. My bad.
Oh, okay, that's to say. I was about to say, bro.
I got him.
His block.
I got him all confused. I was
like, oh man, I thought I could root for this guy for a minute.
No, Dawson Cram. That's who it is.
Okay, that's okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I knew he was crew chiefing for someone that was tall over there. So.
Well,
that'll do it. Good show tonight. We'll see y'all next week.
Right. Tell me when, Danny.
Yeah.
How about we just hang out for a minute? Let's just sit in silence.
What the heck? No.
Just kidding. Go ahead. Let's do some Dale Call.
Go.